Why is it ending up like that?
People in general, when you hear the term,
Yeah,
I already hit record.
when you hear the term, when you hear the term sociopath, is some people can't help but violate the rules.
Yeah.
Like when you're a criminal, like some, you ever met a dude can't help but do it that way? Like there's the way to do it, he can't help but do it the other way.
Some people they call it sociopathic. Blood, they like that.
Yeah.
And those people, you just gotta respect it and move on, bro.
Yeah. Nah, you can't. If you're not following the code, that's how everything gets deformed. Like,
Once you decide you finna choose some shit, bro, you just gotta stick to it and you know what you into. You feel me? Some niggas, they know what they into. They stay down. They take their punishment to the chin. You feel me? Some niggas, that punishment come, they bitch up.
Following the code. Like, how, you ever seen the movie The Godfather? I
never watched that whole shit, but I know it. Yeah, I never watched it. I couldn't.
Because their whole thing was a criminal enterprise. Like back then they followed rules. Like they were what you call now the street niggas.
Listen. Hey, it's two different shit. I ain't even gonna hold you. That shit is completely fucking different, dog. Cause back then, that shit, the mafia and shit like that shit was ran like a fucking business, bro. If you was in that shit and you broke the code, they was gonna kill your ass. Cause you fucking up. Nowadays, street niggas, it just means that you the main source of your income is coming out the streets. You could be trapping, you could be scamming, you could be robbing.
But that's what their money was coming from the streets. Those wasn't legitimate businesses.
It was politics.
Exactly.
Nowadays,
that's the point.
Nowadays, you could be 12 years old. You get 4, 5, 6 niggas that wrong with you, and you like, oh, we gonna start a gang. You feel me? Ain't no politics in that, but y'all again, y'all still doing dirty work.
And that's when they got into but them getting into the game at that point introduced them to others that shows like there are rules to be followed. Because they would get in trouble with these other gangs trying to do random shit.
Think about this. Why do you think the mafia never worked in the black neighborhoods? Because the mafia works on the fact that you respect the code. Yeah. So, like in mafia-run neighborhoods, we do your sanitation. Mm-hmm. We make sure the police don't bother you. We make sure there's no criminal activity, and you pay us this amount of money. And then the people in the neighborhood, even not in the mob, almost out of fear, respected that money, which is basically being extorted from them. But when they try to bring that into our neighborhoods, we ain't just cooperating. Mm-mm. Like, that's not really what we do. So it almost wasn't worth it. And they don't really have the strength in our neighborhoods to do that. So the only connection to the ghettos that mafia people had was they would sell the drugs to the black neighborhood. That's the French connection.
But my thing, like, even with, like, let's separate the Italians from it. Mm-hmm. Like, even when we had our own things, and like we kept like children of a certain age out.
It's still there. It's okay. You feel me?
No, but let me finish. We kept children of a certain age out. Like we was discussing about fights earlier. Mm-hmm. When you fought someone, it was just y'all two. Like, other people didn't jump in. Guns weren't introduced until it got to some extreme point. But y'all handled that shit y'all handled it between y'all. But now this shit is like everybody's quick to cop onto a gun. There's where else where I was going with this? Like, kids are being introduced into it much younger. Like, there's no code anymore. Like, the code broke down. Like,
the shit was always like that. The only difference is it wasn't cell phones and shit like that. So everybody ain't know.
It wasn't always like that.
The code back then.
My thing is, those communities are still like small to see that. Like, so, like, the younger cats who saw that when they tried to get into it from that older person, like, they was like, nah, this ain't for you, young man.
The code is still there. It's still structure in this shit, dog. If you really...
Oh, let me hold on real quick. If you really... I might need y'all to move y'all mics closer.
I'm really
speaking to your mic.
Yeah. Real quick. I'm letting y'all go. Y'all was off y'all was off from running when I got here, so I said, well, you know what? Let me ease my way in.
Nah, man, intervene at any time.
Yeah. But my thing is, I can come up with a perfect system. Mm-hmm. If this happened, I when I was in high school, I did a basic computer language, and they used to have this thing called if then. It was a line of code that you wrote if then. If this happened, it went that way. If this happened, it went that way. And so what I will say to you is systems are perfect. We can create a perfect system. But once you introduce an impurity to a system, the system is now impure. And people are the impurity. Because we think.
Right.
We don't just do. We have feelings. We respond to our feelings. We take things personal because you can't systemize your emotions. You can't systemize your feelings. So the system, we can create a perfect underworld. You like that? we can create a perfect underworld system where we respect this, we don't do that, we don't do this, we don't do this. When the older people from the community come by, we stop gambling, no more drinking. How you doing, Miss Brown? Is everything cool? Make sure she get home, help her with her packages. We can introduce that system. But once you put the impurities in, which is people, you know what I'm saying? So when maybe the older brothers started it and it was great. One of the older brothers ends up getting hooked on drugs. Now when the old lady come through with the bag, you want to snatch it. Because at that point, all you care about is getting high. So once you introduce impurities into a system, the system is no longer perfect. So it doesn't matter, you know, what system you introduce, be it the mafia, be it Crips, Bloods, Nietes, don't let me say anymore. I won't leave anybody out. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, any underworld or, you know, even think about this. Even the Masons, you know, you don't really know a lot about them. They don't really talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But there's some things in there that don't go correctly. You know what I'm saying? So any system you introduce, the Christian, the Muslims, is once you introduce people, you're going to get impurities because people, you don't see it the way I see it. Like, we're not going to agree on every conversation. Yeah. You're not going to agree with everything I say. I don't want you to agree with everything I say. I want you to give me a different point of view because I'm an open thinker. You know what I'm saying? And even at the end of the day, if I learn, Jones is crazy. I don't know what he was talking about over there. You know what I'm saying? But you're telling me what works for you. You're telling me how you see it. And that's how you see it. And, you know, like there's a code and like in the mafia, never with anybody else in the mafia's wife. You can have a girlfriend on the side, but never anybody else's wife. And you know that code got broken. You know what I'm saying? You watch it when they show the movies. It's something like that always happen. Never, you know, put your hand on anybody else's kids or anybody else's family within the family. You know what I'm saying? But it happened because sometimes if you justify your behaviors in your mind, you don't really care what nobody else say. You know what I'm saying? And you surround yourself with people.
He cooking right now.
I think it's though with that example, it's like everybody. I know you're saying like impurities are introduced when people are introduced,
right?
But I'm saying if everybody's upholding that system, that one guy who introduces that impurity has to be corrected.
Okay,
but you,
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah,
and in a perfect world. But it's not one guy.
I know it's not one guy. It's
never going to be one guy.
But that's the point I'm also introducing. It's like the code is gone. Like you said, it broke down.
It's still
I'm not
there.
arguing that. No, it's not
the
there.
The punishment is still there. It's just that everybody that's breaking the code isn't getting punished.
All right, so let's make it legitimate. Let's just make it something legitimate. The system, the ideal of marriage in America is perfect. You find a woman, you find a man, y'all choose, y'all agree, y'all signed a binding contract to stay married and to split resources. However we split them, you know, maybe you doing 80% of the housework and I'm doing 80% of the bills. Maybe we 50-50 on both. Whatever the agreement is between the two, the binding part of it is that we are now one. We got the same name. Marriage is a contract. And to get the contract voided, both original people have to sign off on the voiding, or you have to prove why you should no longer be bound to this person because they did X, Y, Z. And that's how you break down a marriage. Marriage break down every day. Mm-hmm. Now, does it still exist? Yeah. Does it still exist at the same level? I don't think a lot of generations behind me are much interested in the corporate agreement between two people, the bonding of two people, because they don't believe it worked. And this is what happens to even the underworld system. Like, people are not bonded to it anymore because they've watched it morph, become perverted, because you're only as strong as the leader of that. Sometimes you don't even agree on who the leader should be.
Yeah.
Like, we got a system, but who's in charge? Somebody got to be in charge. But you got a gang. It's 200 people in a gang. Who's the leader?
But that's the thing. It broke down.
But it's not broken. It's just.
Well, what do you mean by broken? Let's elaborate. So when you say, is it broken? You're saying it's broken, and you're saying it doesn't exist.
No. I'm saying there's no code.
Okay,
he's saying from that situation, like what I'm saying is broke. Like, it broke down. Not it's broken. Like, from your example, it broke down. Like, the leader, like the 200 people. All right, I'm the head.
Right.
But nobody's following commands. Like, you don't see me as the leader.
Right.
So there's a breakdown in chain of command.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm just saying. From
it could be.
It's not like the system we're using is not broken.
Right.
But you don't see me as the leader anymore. So my chain of command broke down. So I'm just saying that broke down.
Yeah, because I may have came in as a puppy, and now I'm a big dog.
Yeah.
And you trying to treat me like a puppy. Because think about it. Like, not so much you, because I didn't know you as long. But, like, I just introduced a friend of mine to the daughter of a friend of mine. The daughter of the friend of mine is an accountant now. And she's like 35, I would guess. And in my mind, she's still a kid. You know what I'm saying? I can't help it. Even though she's a functioning adult with her own house and her own responsibilities and has a nice job and she makes money on my own. But just me as the older guy, just because I saw her as a toddler, it's hard for me to see her as the adult she is. Now, when you meet her, she a grown up, and that's all you see her as. So what happens is sometimes in those systems, you watching these young dogs become big dogs, and you still kind of treat them like that, and that's how so. But if you feel like I'm 59, I've been ahead of the game since I was 40. That's 19 years. Like, all right, so when do I let go? When do the next 40-year-old get in charge? Mm-hmm. When is the end of this here? How does the end come about?
But I know this would be different for different ethnicities and like groups, but that's actually the same thing of how the mafia was done. Like the Italians did it, even though like he would relinquish his whole.
Would he? Would he? Why would you?
Because they always it was family, so they always pass it down. They realize that at some point they can't hold it forever, but they're still seen.
Okay.
They're still seen as like, all right, I may not, almost like an older advisor.
Right. So I don't know if you remember, because now when we're taping all this, so I'm not sure how far I want to go into this, but I remember
not too far, because this is not the topic I picked for today.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna move into the topic, but I just remember being a young man seeing the cover of the New York Daily News when the boss of all bosses was killed. Mm-hmm. In Little Italy in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And it was done by another underworld figure to seize power.
Yeah.
And that's just what happened, because everybody's not it's time for him to go. He too old. He 80 years old. He been in charge forever. Why are we still kicking up to him? Like, he not even an earner no more. He just sitting around. I'm the big dog. That's what happens. That's how people are.
I get that.
It's not just with like shit like bad shit. It's everything. It's work. It's rules at work, but some people break the rules. You supposed to come in at 7:30, but some people come in at 8 o'clock. Shit happens.
Yeah, or they sign in at 7:30 and run back to the store.
I think that's a bit different, because like for like actual businesses, they let you go. Like
that shit is a business.
It is a business, but it's not in the same manner. I can't really.
But to what he's saying, though, your business needs employees.
Yeah,
you're not going to always get the best employees. Sometimes you think if you pay more money, you'll get better employees. But if you pay too much money, your business is not going to flourish. So think about this. I don't know how many people from your job are going to watch this here. How many people from your job, percentage-wise, you think are not good employees and should be terminated?
I can give you one from our group.
See, just think about that, and they're not. They used to ask me to be a union rep on my job. You know, I'm from New York, so they had a lot of unions are strong in New York.
Yeah,
I was never scared when I used to get in trouble. I would go in there, the union rep would sit with me, and they would tell me at the end, like, yo, we want you to come be a union rep because, you know, you speak right to them, truth to power. I like, yeah, I mean, if I know what I'm doing and I know what they have me here for is trash, I'm not being humble. I'm going right at them. He said, yeah, that's the kind of union reps we need. And I said, you know why I wouldn't be a union rep? She said, why? I said, because some of them need to be fired. Some of them is the reason. Like, union protect good workers from bad management. The problem with union is they have to protect all union members. So you end up protecting bad workers from good management. I'm still trying to save their job, even though I know they should lose it. Yeah. I know the foolishness they doing. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, I know this is a good employee, and it's a bad supervisor trying to get at them. But the union can't take sides like that. Every baseball union was protecting Alex Rodriguez. Remember that? When Alex Rodriguez, and then he tried to sue the union, he was suing baseball, I didn't take steroids, he went in all this mess, and then he finally just calmed down. But the union had to protect him even if they knew he was wrong. Because if I let you go under the bus and don't make management follow the rules, they can get anybody under the bus, even the guy that ain't the bad guy. The management is bad management. So that's the problem. You know, in general, every system is flawed.
Yeah.
Not every system, every operating system.
That system,
I want to say no, go ahead.
Yeah, when you first started with the system example you gave when you first started, but that shit was perfect. Because it really is people. You feel me?
People. We're flawed.
You really think all pastors going to heaven? Nah, it's pastors out there doing more dirt than you is.
Yeah. I don't know. Like there's
my pastor had
I see how that religion works.
My pastor said an interesting thing. I think it's hilarious too. He says, you think because you sit in church, you gonna go to heaven? He says, so if you go sit in the car every night, go sit in the garage every night, that make you a car.
It's people. You could have the rules. I could tell you, hey, if you want to come do this, do that, you got to follow these set of rules. And then as soon as them rules, you like, man, these rules ain't helping me with shit. You feel me? Fuck the rules. Yeah, I can't control that. I told you right. You feel me? But you chose wrong. Could it affect me? Yes. You feel me? But I'm already knowing that. I already chose this. If you chose it, you already.
The speed limit on 85 is 60. How many people on 85? What percentage of people on I-85 you think is going the speed limit?
Nah, they not.
And they get pulled over.
We can't help it. We can't help it.
I think that's
it's minor, but is it?
No, I think that's a flawed argument also because we have rules about like flow of traffic and things like that.
That's the thing. Rules. Some people tell you rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah,
that's just some people's mindset. Some people look up the rules like it's
almost
the Bible or something. Like
they almost make the rules because they know we're gonna violate
it. And some people just can't wait for you to. You know why kids be so bad? Because it's fun. It's just a thrill. It's just being bad just brings you. It's a thrill. It's just you can't even explain it, but it's fun.
Yeah, but doesn't just because it's fun doesn't mean it shouldn't be reprimanded. Like,
but there's repercussions. But some people
that's not gonna stop somebody from not doing it. You feel me? If I tell a kid,
it might.
You can tell a kid.
It does. You know what stops me from stealing? The fact that I know I can go to jail for it.
But there's 1,000 other people out there at Walmart right now stealing.
Yeah, knowing and they go to jail for it.
And guess what? They gonna walk in that room, look in the camera, see themselves stealing on the camera, and be like, "That's not me."
But the crazy thing is, like, think about it. Do you not do it because of the repercussions of doing it, or do you not do it because it's so petty? Like, I don't need to steal that. I could pay for it.
Yeah, it might be something else.
And because that's how. Let's say it's food. Mm-hmm. I'm in the supermarket. I'm going shopping for the crib, and I got enough money to buy whatever I need. How much can I really steal to make me feel like, for me or for you, to make me feel like that was a necessity? But let's say I'm broke and I got kids home, and for whatever reason, I don't have enough food at the house, and I could buy some things, but other things I might have to steal. And in your mind, it was worth it because if I don't steal, I'm not going to eat. You know, it's just weird, like the value system within an individual, and you know, and some people is just sociopathic.
Yeah,
they just like the thrill of stealing.
The thing with humans is, with human nature is, a lot of things is predictable, but a lot more things is not. You can't.
I don't even think that's true. I think a lot of things are human, like the whole fact that people are going to steal and people are going to do certain things, I think is predictable. And I think that's why we come up with the system, because we know it's predictable.
No. As a group, yeah, but as an individual, no.
No, because the human instincts applies to all. Like that's why we come up with the system. Like, all right, we know what we're capable of, what we can do, and that some of us are going to do this. But we need to But you can't
directly say, you see him right there? He's gonna do this and he's gonna do that. He's gonna do that. You can say,
okay, I see what you're saying. He's saying as an individual, I can't predict. Put it this way.
I know what he's saying, but the thing is that he's fighting instinct. Like, I want to see other girls. Mm-hmm. I fight instincts to be with my girl.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's more for me. It's self-discipline.
Yeah.
The ability to tell yourself no.
So because that's not having self-discipline. I don't think it's really, that's fighting your instincts. Tell yourself no. Yeah.
Yeah. Good urges, or negative urges. You should fight the negative urges.
Some people just want to do it.
They're not fighting their instincts. I'm just like what you're saying. Like these, like we were saying earlier about instincts. That's what I'm saying. Like this.
Wait, what? Nah, I'm talking about like.
All right, go.
I'm talking about like you like trying to see like predicting what somebody else will or won't do. You feel me? Like as a group, as a population, you could do that because you could see facts and stuff like that. But individually, you can't pick like, oh, because I seen you did 2 good things, you're a good person. I can't say that.
Okay,
I don't know
I see what you're saying.
I know. I see what he's talking.
Because you're saying a certain percentage by stats, by statistics, a certain percentage of society is going to end up being drug addicts, some kind of addict, alcohol, narcotics, or even prescription meds.
But he's saying you don't know who.
Right, like can you actually, now in psychology they said you can judge addictive personalities, but even with an addictive personality, are you going to be in a realm where you actually gain access to that addictive substance?
Right.
Now that would depend on where you from and who you hang with. If you hang with people that don't do that, you may never get introduced to it to even know you have an addictive personality. That's something they asked me when I had a surgery on my hip, and they told me, are you addictive? Because we don't want to give you the morphine if you are. I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know, I said, in fact, I don't even, just give me Percocet, which is a stronger aspirin kind of thing, ibuprofen kind of thing. That's not because I'm not high tolerance for pain, and I don't deal with narcotics like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you never know. Sometimes you don't even know. You think the addict knew that the first time he take that hit, he was going to be an addict. He would have still took it. You don't even know yourself. So I understand what he's saying, not predictable, but I also understand what you're saying. As a whole, by statistics, we can predict 1 out of 10 is going to be an addict.
Mm-hmm. And the shit with life is, it could be, you could have your dream job. You feel me? Everything is going great. You fuck up one time and you like, damn, I'm stressed. Ooh. Now you go get that. You feel me? Whatever you get. And you hit it, you feel so good, you like, damn, the next time you even think about feeling that sad, you already thinking about, I got a solution now. You hear me?
Everybody has vices.
Yeah, if I get that,
whatever your go-to is when you get stressed. Yeah. What's your go-to for stress relief?
But then it comes to the point where you're not even doing it for stress no more. Right. You're just doing it for the
they call it self-medicating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if you're using a substance, it's self-medicating. You get stressed, you go have a drink. And like you said, before you know it, you having another drink and you're not even stressed. Yeah. And I always say that too. Like, you know, I used to run the substance abuse group on my job. and we go around the room and ask why do you get high? Why do you get high? Why do you get high? Why? In some form or another, most people said they liked the way it made them feel. I like the way I feel when I'm high. I says, okay, cool. So what's the opposite of that? If I got a headache, I take Advil. The headache goes away, and I like the way I feel. Which means before I took the Advil, I didn't like how I was feeling. Mm-hmm. So most addicts don't like the reality that they find themselves in, and they use the narcotic to transfer themselves to the better place. I said, but here's the problem. When you come down off your high, your problem is sitting there like, where you been? Come on, yo, somebody else just showed up. Who? My man, addiction. So now you got the problem and a new problem, addiction. But in that moment, ain't nobody thinking about that. Or they don't consider the consequences of it. And like one of my other go-tos when I used to do it was, would you have your kids, if they had kids, would you have your kids get high? Your niece, your nephew, your little brother, your little sister, would you have them doing what you doing? Nah, why not? Nah, they don't need to be doing this. I said, but why wouldn't you want them to do it? It's going to make them feel good and everything too, right? Yeah. And it was like, nah. I said, so you don't want them to do it because you love them and you want better for them. And they'd be like, yeah. I said, so why you don't love yourself? Why you don't want better for yourself? And they used to get stuck there. And I don't have the answer, but that was one of my, reality checks for you.
To swing back around though, what happened to that code?
The code of
I don't want that for them.
For them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So what happened to that?
Well, you may not want it for.
Yeah, I don't want it. I know I'm doing this. I'm participating in something I know I shouldn't be, and I don't want this for these younger people who might see me do this or this, that, and the next. I don't want them involved. What happened to that collective thought?
It gets less and less every generation.
You gotta.
That's my thing. It broke down. Not to say that it's not gone. It just not to say that it's gone, but it broke down. That collective thought has gone missing, or what I'm saying.
I guess the question is, was it ever really? I guess it was collective at a time.
I'm saying though, the code. Because we was talking about the mafia and stuff like that, right? The code for that has been around for a long time, right? Back then, it was getting broken too. You just didn't know it was getting broken like that because it was in social media and shit like that, posterizing. But back then, if you broke the code, right? I don't know you broke the code. He don't know you broke the code. Nobody know you broke the code. The code's still intact. Nobody broke the code.
But the thing is, once they found out it was you, there was repercussions for it.
You find out, they know. But nowadays, right? Nowadays, it's so much people just, I guess, breaking the code.
But some of the codes is so flawed. Like, no snitching.
Yeah.
Don't. But you know that Big John down the block is robbing kids on their way to school or robbing old ladies coming from the store. So the code is not to snitch on Big John. But the code is also, we a community. Right. You don't do that. You don't if that's what you want to do, go find a worthy adversary. If you want to be a stick-up kid, go stick up hustlers. You don't got go stick up somebody else in the game. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not encouraging it, but at least go stick up somebody else that's in the game. Don't be sticking up civilians. So it's kind of weird.
You don't got to snitch to solve that issue, though. You don't got to go to the law to address that.
But okay, so now, as opposed to, so let's just say I decided to tell the cops it's Big John robbing these ladies. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say I said that. Now the hood is going to call me a snitch. They got no problem with John sticking up old ladies and whatnot and robbing teenagers going to the store. But they got a problem with me telling the cops on them. So they would prefer, the code says, we supposed to police ourselves and straighten that out.
Yeah, you supposed to go,
Okay, so now I'm supposed to commit a felony.
Nope.
I'm supposed to commit a subsequent felony. I know we talk a hood, But let's just talk reality for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to create a subsequent reality felony because he's disrespecting the code. So I'm going to follow the code. I'm going to get my hammer. I'm going to lay Big John down.
It's not like that. It's not like that.
So how do we fix it?
No. The no
Okay,
snitching. The no snitching code. If let's say you don't do anything, right? Mm-hmm. You don't do nothing. You on the right path. You not in nobody business. You mind your own business. You doing shit the right way. Mm-hmm. You see me that's doing bad shit to somebody that don't deserve it. You could go snitch. You feel me? Mm-hmm. That's not your rule. But if you doing bad shit with me,
okay,
and you see me doing bad shit to a good person, and now you got a good heart, you feel me?
Okay.
You address me.
Sorry, so now,
if you go snitch, now it's like, why is you snitching?
Let me open that up. So I think we're on the same page. So we using Big John. I hope nobody out there is named Big John.
It's a lot of Big John. Shout out Big John.
So let's say we using Big John, and I'm a civilian. I'm a regular working man in the neighborhood, and maybe he robbed my teenage son. Maybe he robbed my wife on the way from the store.
You could go.
It's okay to tell. But let's say I'm a hustler, and I still got a wife and kids.
Yeah.
And he did that. Now I'm supposed to just handle that myself.
Exactly.
Okay. So now tell me that's not flawed.
That is.
It's not flawed.
And I'm not saying that's what I would have did or what I wouldn't have done.
Another problem to that is though, even though I'm a civilian and I'm not participating in that, even if I did go to the police, why does those like the laws or the code still applies to me? Like,
it don't.
It does because I'm snitching.
Because if you live on the block, they'll be like, "Yo, Larry, watch that dude there." Larry,
stay away from him, but they're not gonna come hurt you if you.
Okay,
let me stop me from snitching.
But
listen.
Big John got a cousin. Big John got a cousin named Lil John. Yo, you need to straighten that out. That dude Larry called the cops on me. I'm locked up right now.
It's different type of snitching though.
Say it again.
It's a lot of different type of snitching. It's a different type of snitching.
Okay.
If me and you, we robbing niggas every day. You feel me? We get booked. You feel me? For some shit, and then you snitch it out. Oh, nah, he the one that's robbing.
Okay, so
now you deserve that. You feel me?
So this is where the system is flawed, right? Because it's what you think is snitching and what I think is snitching and what he thinks is snitching.
That'd be the impurities you talk about.
You know, there's going to be somebody that watches this. Man, snitches is snitches. I don't care who you are. There's no snitching. Some people say it like that. You said if you're not in the game and something happens, you can call the cops. Okay. Then you said, if I'm in the game and I see something foul, I can't call the cops. I got to go handle it. But now that's what you're saying, right? So now I'm saying, so let's say I'm the dude that's saying snitching is snitching. I don't care if he in the game or not. He live in his neighborhood. He can't call the cops on nobody in his neighborhood. I don't care what they doing. So now I'm busting his windows. I'm poking his tires. Now he got stress for him doing the right thing.
It's gonna be niggas like that. You feel me? You can't control that. It's gonna be niggas like that.
So my point is the system is flawed.
Listen. Robbing a nigga is flawed. Killing a nigga is flawed.
So that's already against the code.
We been through this. This shit was never perfect.
But that's already against the code, is what I'm saying. You robbing, because when I was young, it was a lot of pocketbook snatching. You snatching pocketbooks on the corner. You already wrong. You snatching pocketbooks from ladies on the corner. You already wrong. But if I call the cops on you, I'm wrong too.
But my thing is though, it's like back to like you saying like that's being that dude. But it's like what happened to the collective thought of like, all right, this dude shouldn't be doing this to this outsider who's not a part of what we're doing.
I mean, yeah.
Like what happened to the collective thought of reprimanding that dude who's messing with the outsider?
Listen. Okay, so it's okay. I'm trying to like
but piece it together.
I'm trying to piece it together without you.
That's the problem with the code. Everybody doesn't accept it.
Yeah,
everybody doesn't accept it. You know how many cats? Everything. Yeah, mafia. You got mafia informants.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You got cats out here. I got friends that's incarcerated right now because somebody decided. Because me and my dude had a back and forth about this. I said there is some amount of pressure that'll make anybody snitch. He disagreed with me. and he told me about a dude he knew that.
I disagree with you too.
Yeah, I say everybody got a breaking point.
I says, oh, so, and he gave me a hellacious situation where the dude never told. I said that wasn't his breaking point. I said, what is your breaking point? I think everybody has a breaking point, and maybe I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because some dudes may have never broken their whole life, but my counter to that would be they were never hit with that situation that sent them to their breaking point. It's some people you never thought. I work mental health. There's some people that you would have thought that would have never went crazy, and then you saw them in a situation and you saw their mind just, that stress just sent them over the edge. There's some people I never thought would have been drug addicts that ended up being drug addicts. Like, to me, there's a breaking point to the human mind. Everybody's is different.
Yeah.
And I think at any point, so maybe it ain't, they offered you 2 to 6, so now you're ready to snitch because you don't want to do 2 to 6 years. Okay, maybe yours is 25 to life. Maybe yours is life without parole. Maybe yours is a death penalty. To me, there's an amount of consequences where you be like, yo, I can't go but so far. But I know a dude that was really about it, like that dude, and he ended up telling.
Listen, you can't. It don't come to you being about it. You feel me? Doing bad shit is easy. It's easy as fuck to do bad.
To some
shit.
people, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know.
I mean,
to some people,
to some people, yeah.
To some people, it's just natural. Sociopaths.
It's not. I mean, it's not. No, I'm not talking about like mental wise. You feel me? I'm talking about like.
Now, now I'm too deep into mental illness now. Sociopath is a personality disorder. It's not a mental disorder.
Okay.
So sometimes environments can cause personality disorders. So a sociopath is like almost like a personality disorder. I just can't follow the rules. I don't like rules.
Oh no, I'm not talking like, I'm talking about like a regular human, right? A regular human.
Be careful with your words now.
No,
I'm looking at it. I'm like, what's regular?
Like an average human, no mental illness, no nothing.
But he just said it wasn't a mental
same
illness.
person who has compassion, who has a conscience, all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might be like, okay, I'll never kill somebody. You feel me? Just like you said, some people have a breaking point. Somebody do you dirt and now you're like, oh yeah, you feel me? I gotta get revenge. But some people might be like,
it's a Tupac line. I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
I still won't do it. You feel me? Yeah. It all comes into principle.
So why is it not true of everything else? If you can push a person that's not naturally a killer to kill, he hit his breaking point. So if you can push a dude that would not naturally snitch to snitching, he hit his breaking point, whatever that is.
If he holding down to his, because most people, you expect the best out of people, right? You gonna expect them to stand on their word, you feel me? Stand their ground and hold their principle. If this man tell me he a stand up man, he got principles, you feel me? And he not gonna kill somebody. You could put the gun in his hand, do whatever. If that's his principles, like that's not what he's doing. That's his morals. He's not doing it.
My thing is principles don't always apply to good people. Like even the people who do bad stuff that's have principles.
This is where I'm coming to. You could have somebody who do bad shit, and his morals and principles is, I'm not going to throw a rock and have my hand. I'm not going to do something bad and cry when something bad happened to me. You feel me? So
some people, think that's principle more than I think that's something else. That's not.
Well, here's the problem with principles though. They change.
Yeah.
When you was younger doing what you was doing, your principle was I'm out here getting mine, and then you get a little older and your principles change.
That's where you was talking about.
It's going to change.
Being flawed. It's not the system. It's the mindset.
Oh, for sure. The system is not flawed.
You don't know what the person going to do. You feel me?
Somebody's yelling at me right now. The system is flawed, but
we're not talking about that.
The flaw of most systems is people.
Yeah.
Because they say the Constitution is like a perfect document. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union. Yeah, on paper it's perfect, but who is enforcing? Okay, who is interpreting? Who is manipulating? That's when the system gets flawed.
You know the Young Thug situation, right? Like how he got a RICO.
I'm an old man. It's kind of vague. So, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a rapper, right? Mm-hmm. It's they put a RICO on him. You feel me? The first couple of months of the RICO, they arrested him and somebody else that he was close with, another rapper. It came out that the rapper was on paperwork and he was getting out You feel me? And then after that, a bunch of the people that RICO is a bunch. You feel me?
An ongoing criminal enterprise.
Yeah. So that means a lot of other people was copping pleas. Those, you feel me? But Young Thug,
allegedly.
Huh?
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah.
But
But Young Thug is still in there. He's still going to trial. He ain't snitch. He ain't do nothing. What made him not snitch and them other people snitch? Because he, out of the situation, I feel like he got the most to lose.
Wait, here's the thing. If you the head, who you snitching on? The feet?
I mean,
they want the head. They don't want the feet. They trying to roll up.
But again, to that point, it's back to your point of being the breaking point. Like they hit their breaking point and they took these pleas, so they don't serve the time or get the consequences.
Here's the real issue. A lot of people is fronting in general. You ain't even really about that. It was easy for you to make that decision when
you got in that room.
When the decision was easy to make.
But now them consequences
it's easy to say, yo, I'm with all the foolishness until the foolishness nets you what the foolishness nets you.
It's easy
and now you're going, maybe I made a mistake.
It's easy to stand on business till business start kicking back.
Yeah.
Then it's different. But the thing with Young Thug is it's probably his morals and principles. Like he knows he done did his dirt. You know karma coming.
My thing with adding the principle to is that doesn't make it easy. Like, because the point I was trying to get to is like you saying like doing bad is easy. I'm like, well, even when having principles, doing bad can
everything
still
is
be
easy till it ain't.
I'm just speaking in like I'm not talking about like I'm not talking about like it's easy to get away with or nothing like that.
No.
I'm talking about like bad stuff. It's easier for me to go.
Is it?
No, I'm just saying it might be.
Give me a specific, and then I'll tell you where I differ with you at.
It might be easier for me to give this nigga my social security number, my name, and my information, so he could get me a quick 10 bands.
Okay.
But it's easier to do it that way than to go get a job, do this, and save up. So that's what I mean when it's
now here's where I'll differ with you at. It's easy to let somebody take your information, do some fraud stuff, and give you 10 bands. It's easy until the police get at you and find out that you were co-conspirator in that, and now they're charging you with the 10 band. So now it's not easy no more. So now there's repercussions coming at your ass. See, when there's no repercussions, it's easy.
That's not the bad though. You already did the bad. The police coming after you that's not the cause. That's the effect. That's what happens after. Yeah, they came after me because I did the bad.
Okay.
But they didn't. Them coming after me is not the bad I did.
So here's the thing. It's easy to get up in the morning and go to work. In my mind, it's easy to get up in the morning and go do whatever my grind is, my legitimate legal grind, and to get the repercussions come after I get paid.
Okay.
You don't never, work ain't like when you sign out of work, ain't no check waiting for you.
Yeah,
you gotta wait 7 days or 14 days depending on where you work, or twice a month depending on where you work. So it's hard to do that looking down the line. Now the criminal stuff is usually microwavable. I do it, I get my reward. But the repercussions is waiting.
I want you to know,
you may not get them, but
they coming.
So when they come, now you second guessing that decision.
That's the problem, though, because being bad is so easy.
Okay,
they're not thinking about the repercussions.
Okay.
Now when the repercussions come, that's when they fall.
We can cut that whole thing short by saying doing bad is easy because you're not thinking.
Yeah, you could say that.
But we don't even got to say thinking about the repercussions. Yeah. You're literally not thinking.
But the statement still stays the same. It's easy.
Okay.
It's easy. Look, listen.
It appears easy.
It appears easy.
I think I would have put that on.
It appears okay. I'll say that. It appears easy.
The grass looks real green over there.
To go back to the whole RICO thing with Young Thug, if he's the head, if he's control of that whole operation, he has to apply like rules. Like being the head is not easy, even if it's of a criminal enterprise.
Nah. Yeah. That's different. That's different.
No. It's still bad.
No, that's bad. But no, that's listen. When it comes to like, there's levels to it. I'm just saying that. Just like a job.
What I'm saying is that even though it's bad, doesn't mean it's easy. Like he has to like operate that whole thing.
Okay, I feel what you're
saying.
No, I get what you're saying, but you're also adding that there's different layers to it. But even when you do good,
it's easy to start on the wrong road.
There's still layers to it.
I mean, it's easy to start on the wrong road. Everything though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like even when you do bad and you reach a certain level, there's like it's not easy to still be bad.
Okay.
I mean, it's not easy to still be good too. You might be a good person and you start doing good and then shit get hard.
I'm saying, like none of it's like
life ain't easy.
But I'm saying easy as in like
it's easy to make mistakes.
Basic. Okay, I know what I want to say, but I don't want to. You feel me?
If just take a minute to articulate, like to think about how you want to say it.
We don't have to broadcast the whole thing. If you just got something you want to make a point.
If you want to pause a minute and think how you say it, I can always cut that.
That's not it. I'm just saying.
Because I don't want you to snitch by accident.
I'm saying like doing it is easy. You feel me? Whatever comes afterwards, that's of its own. But doing the act is easy.
Okay, I mean,
I still somewhat disagree, but I think
it's not a point. It's not a point to argue over because easy.
Yeah, it's not.
Easy is a measure of what you think.
Yeah,
I think it's easy to put the gloves on and hit the heavy bag for 5 rounds. Somebody else might be
5 rounds.
Like, oh my God,
it's a whole 3 minutes, man.
Exactly. So now, if I taught you to do it for a minute, and then 2 minutes, and then 3 minutes, and then before we go from 1 round to 2 rounds, from 2 rounds to 3 rounds, it becomes easier because we're only adding. So that's what he's saying. It ain't easy to be the boss, but as you ascend there, you're doing what you've been doing. And now you got a little more on your plate. You're doing what you've been doing. Now you got a little more on your plate. And before you know it, it done grew into something you really had no intention, or maybe you did have the intentions to grow to. And now, to me, the more of these impure people you put in your system, the more likely your system's going to go wrong.
Okay.
The more impurities you put into your system, because the system can handle a certain amount of impurities. But the more that goes into it, the more chaos, the more... Like, we can't even agree on whether or not doing crime is easy or not. we sit here having a whole full-fledged conversation and I'm not saying you're wrong and I'm not saying you're right.
What you saying? Now I'm getting, because I had to step back and put myself in your perspective. You feel me? Because with the thoughts, you feel me? Because the way you think and the way I think is going to be different. So I had to.
You know what I'm saying?
Across generation.
Yeah. Across, that's a beautiful thing. We got the 20s, the 30s, and the teenagers. You know what I'm saying? So we all look at it different.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like an older guy who's done a lot of things. A lot of things.
But
and I look at things differently because I've done a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? You as a younger man who is maybe a little closer to some of the things I did when I was younger, you look at them different. Yeah, it's so easy to make the wrong decision. And sometimes it's so hard. My mom used to say, it take one mistake to build a reputation, and it may take the rest of your life to live it down.
Yeah.
Do you know they still mess with Mike Tyson, calling him a rapist and stuff?
I believe that.
And when you go through the case, is he really? Was it? You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody has their own opinion on that.
Because
like
me and someone else who kind of just walked into this room.
Because
we discussed that a lot. The particulars of that case, that don't add up.
Right, and even I don't know if you know the one Lawrence Taylor. They said Lawrence Taylor was in a hotel, and he called for an escort. Mm-hmm. Right, and they brought a young lady by, and she looked young. She was like a teenager, and he didn't do anything with her. He just talked to her. She said he was really nice, and he gave her money, and she left. And they got him as a registered sex offender.
That's like you remember what happened to Akon, right?
Without the sex, he said he didn't do it. She said she didn't do it. He's a registered sex offender because he solicited a woman for purposes, and now the rest of his life he's a registered sex, which means when you move, they notify the whole neighborhood that a registered sex offender is in your neighborhood. You're supposed to check in with the precinct. So one mistake. So his mistake was he was in a hotel and he wanted some company. He called a person who is willing to provide company for financial gain. So where's the crime? It's against the code. It's against the legal system and the code of what's crime and what's not crime. Right. But if he was in Vegas, no issue. Prostitution is legal in Vegas. Fine too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If he was somewhere else, so it's a crime in Jersey, but it's not a crime in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You know, it's a crime over here, but it's not a crime. So now, that's because they gave states the right to. In New York, you can't just go to a gun store and strap up and put your belt on and walk down the street. Here, yeah, you just strap up and put your gun on. Yeah, open carry down here.
Can't open carry in New York?
No. Was
it only concealed carry? Or they can't do none of that?
Only concealed carry after great lengths of investment. And you have to, why? A friend of mine was a barber. And at the time he dealt with all cash business. So because he was dealing with an all cash business, he had to go through all these processes to become a registered concealed carry guy. But down here, you 18, you can go in the gun shop, you ain't got no records, you can.
Yeah, you don't even need a permit anymore.
Don't even need a permit.
Just go and
they said, well, what did we have to do? We had to go to the sheriff's department, fill out an application for like $5, and they give you a piece of paper that said you could buy 3 weapons.
I'm actually still mad about that because I went through that whole process just for them to change the law. I want my $5 back.
It's a whole bullet, right? It cost me a whole 2 bullets. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, what can you do? Did you have a topic? I know we done went way over there.
Yeah, we did, and I'm gonna keep this stuff in too. Yeah. But, my topic was what makes a man high value.
That's a hard term.
Me and him had this discussion. This was the whole reason I was like, we should do this podcast together. Because me and him had some interesting things on it, and I thought this would be great for you to enter also. So that's what I want to discuss today. What makes a man high value? Because me and you had this discussion also.
Yeah. I think I want to get Webster's definition of value right quick, and then we're gonna move forward. Because now, what you consider valuable, I may not consider valuable. It's almost like the term we just was playing with, easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Valuable.
Because I keep coming across these podcasts, and everybody, and even when we talked about it, like this whole, like everybody needs to come to a general consensus of what we determine that, because everybody has their own definition of it, and we can't really like have this discussion if everybody has their own definition of it.
It says right here, valuable, a thing that is of great worth, especially a small item of personal property. All right, cool. So you consider what high value. Now, you know that's going to vary from person to person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my mother left me, let's make it my father. My father passed and he left me his ring. Mm-hmm. And the ring is of great personal value to me, but it might be worth $200. But the personal value it means to me is this was my father's and it was his father's, let's just say. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's of value to me. So now when you say a high value, man, we might have to get the lovely Miss Dawn to come over here and sit down because I can't tell you my father was valuable to me, of a high value man, because he was my father. My brother is of high value to me, and neither my brother nor my father was rich for my father, is rich for my brother. Mm-hmm. But I value them. I value my relationship with them. But now in relationship, we talking about women, the immediate social norm thought is he got money. Mm-hmm. But you can be an asshole and have money. You're just able to be a bigger asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Money only magnifies what you already are. I can really be myself if I got enough money to do whatever I want. So if I'm a good guy broke, if I got money, hopefully I'll still be a good guy to my core. Now, if woman was sitting here across generations in her 20s and her 30s and her 50s, they're not going to agree, I don't believe. Because in your 50s, you value something different than what you value in your 30s and what you value in your 20s. You know, like nowadays, these beautiful bodies, these women, and I put quotes up because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Some of these women do beautiful things with their body, which says they feel like men are valuing what they see. So we value the beautiful woman with the beautiful shape. Perfect. We value that. That's to me what it says. And then the women value finances. That's what I kind of feel society is moving towards. I'm going to back out now and let the next generation say something.
Because I really wanted to have this. I don't know if you saw this video of this young lady. She's an Instagram model, pretty much bashing anybody who works for the city or do all the jobs.
9 to 5s.
Yeah, other regular 9 to 5, blue collar, or what was it? Blue collar, right? Is that the right? Yeah.
Blue collar.
Yeah.
No, not actually a skill like an accountant or a lawyer or a doctor or electrician. They might even call an electrician blue collar, but go ahead.
Pretty much saying that they're not high value. You're not high value if you don't make 70,000. I mean, if you make 70,000, you're not high value. Or if you do these types of jobs, if you're a garbage man, you're not high value.
Okay.
I'm like things, but that can't be your only like requirement for it. Like how, like this. I watched this other video. He made a solid point. Like even if he is a garbage man, what if he owns his own truck? Like he's still the garbage man, but he owns trucks.
Private sanitation. What if he does private sanitation? He owns 15 garbage trucks and he drives around dumping these green dumpsters.
Exactly. He's still the garbage man, but he might
be making $500,000.
Yeah, but despite the money, he's a garbage man. But like, how is he as a person? Like what else does he do for you besides like I'm gonna make you look good, or I'm gonna pay for your BBL or whatever?
You want me to jump in there?
Huh?
You want me to jump in there?
Oh no, you can if you want to. Mike, if you want to say anything else, that's like
I'm on what he said last week. You feel me? So if she feels as though you gotta have 50K, 70K, whatever it is to be high value, then go ahead. You feel me?
Well, it's not even 70K. Like they said, 70K is not enough.
And that's where I'm going to go.
That's
so
I'm
glad you remember that.
So go
I
ahead.
can't tell you what's valuable to you. If you feel that a man who works a 9 to 5 and makes under 6 figures is not valuable to you, I'm fine with that. I'm not going to argue with you about that. I'm not even going to give you my opinion on that because it doesn't matter. Because obviously we disagree. You know what I'm saying? I disagree on what a high value man is. And I have my thoughts, you have your thoughts. Why are we arguing with these people? It gets you likes and comments, like Cheesecake Factory. I ain't going to the cheese. Okay, you don't want to go, don't go.
That shit was crazy.
That shit. You don't want to go, don't go. I'm not even mad at you. Don't go.
And I've never been to the cheesecake, but I heard it's really good.
I done had so many days at the cheesecake. It'd be like $100, bro.
And it's not cheap.
For 2 people, it'd be like $100 some dollars. Bro, what the hell?
The drinks aren't cheap. The cheesecake ain't cheap, and it's a huge piece of cheesecake. And it's not healthy for you. You know what I'm saying? But in general, it's a nice ambiance.
It looks so. I stare at it from outside.
Yeah.
That seemed like I was like a poor person thing to do. But every time I go past it, I see inside. It's like, it looks really nice in there.
Back in the day, it used to be packed. They had the one on Old Country Road. That was the first one I ever seen. When you go and you sign, they give you like a beeper, and you put it on your waist. And when it was your goal, because it was in the mall, so you can kind of shop around the mall, and then it vibrates and let you know your tables. That's how many people was there. They had like 50 beepers they were giving out.
Beepers, I'm showing my age. Podcast, we're in North Carolina.
Hey, the food good as fuck too over there too. The food, you hear me? The food.
I would believe it would be like from how it looks inside. Like you can't look that good to me inside and have shitty food. If you do, like I know it's possible, but you shouldn't. Like if you look that good inside, your food should be amazing also. But
amazing is you stressing it. But I've been to high end steakhouses and been disappointed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it should be.
Yeah,
Like if you look that good,
there.
like all your money went to like how
Yeah.
like how rundown Chinese food restaurants have like the best food.
They was talking about on first dates too. Like, you can't go to the Cheesecake Factory on the first date.
I guess that's a great conversation.
Huh?
I think that's a great conversation.
What, like appearances?
And no, across generations,
Mm-hmm.
what would you consider a good first date?
A place where I can speak to you. Like I even with my relationship now, like I took her to a pizza parlor. Okay. That was our first date. Like because we met at work and we had this discussion about pizza. I don't know how to where we got on it. I was like, you never had New York
such and such pizza?
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, and I was like, I'm taking you to a pizza parlor. That was our first date. We sat there, we talked, we got to know each other. Now, honestly, from that first conversation, I was like, all right, I'm rocking with you.
It's
like,
worth another step.
Yeah, this is worth going forward on.
All right, what's a good first date?
Well,
you're probably still doing first dates.
Since I'm still young and stuff, but like
he's still taking up to the Cheesecake Factory.
We gonna help you.
But like,
you ain't getting down on the first date.
He's doing the Cheesecake Factory is like recent shit though. Like, yeah, it's like. But at first, on first dates, we going to the beach because I don't got no money. We going to the beach, and after that, we going
you got a high value man?
Walk down. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that shit came from. Dog. Me, when I took a girl to the Cheesecake Factory, it wasn't because it was no first date. It was because it was something special. I took it to the Cheesecake Factory thinking that. So when I seen that post, that shit blew.
But they slamming that.
That shit had me, dog.
The only reason I agree with the slamming of her. Well, not agree with it. The only reason I understand why she's getting slammed is because she tried to embarrass the dude.
Yeah.
And she felt like everybody was going to agree with her. But what you learn, this is what we'll learn in this whole podcast. When you speak into the masses, you're guaranteed to be misunderstood. You're guaranteed to be misquoted. And people are guaranteed to disagree with you. Whatever percentage. Somebody's looking at me like, that old fool don't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I'm fine with that. Because what I'm saying don't fit you. I'm comfortable with that. And this is what you learn when you speak to the masses. You can speak to 20 people and 3 of them will come up to you like, yo, you was just talking trash. I disagree with that. And then 20, right? 17, do your math. 17 of them, 10 of them might come up to you and say, yo, that was great. Yo, where can I see you again? Where else are you speaking? And 7 of them, might have been affected one way or another, but no big deal. And you got to be okay with that. So the girl that don't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory,
yeah, you got cut loose.
Okay, so you got to be okay with that. But what she tried to do was slam him, though.
Yeah.
She had him on the internet, figuring everybody was going to agree. And a lot of people was like, and then like I said, it depends on where you are in life. There's some cats can't afford to go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Dog, they
came out with a list. It's $100. Who said? What was that? You said it was $100.
Yeah, I went over there. It wasn't a plate. It was like for the whole meal. For 2 people. It was like, I got like some spaghetti.
You're looking at the menu right now?
Yeah, but in total, this shit was like $100. And to me, I took it there because it was a special occasion to me. It wasn't no first date.
Because a lot of I don't think I rebuttal it. Like I don't think I would fight it so much if I didn't see so many people like on platforms saying like, yo, you got to spend like $300 on me.
There was a list.
I know the list you're talking about
too.
And others saying like, yo, $70K is not enough. Like, yo, like
if I spend, well, right now I don't know if I'm gonna be up you feel me? If I'm up, okay, cool. But if I spend $400 on the first date on the girl, I'm proposing that same night.
I'm not. I don't know about
if I'm spending $400 on the first date with you, dog, you my wife. That's it.
I'm like, if I'm spending, I might as well be like the guy you talking about who spent money on the escort. If I spent $400 on you,
you like that's it.
$400 on the first date. We married, bro. That's you can't leave, bro. That's it. We locked in, bro. Cause right now $400, that shit. When I seen the list, bro. I was looking at that shit like, bro, what the fuck is these niggas doing?
And Cheesecake, I think, was high on that list too. Like, so you can't go there. Like,
just look at this right here. This is gonna bug you out. This is how much they got. The 6-inch cheesecake. All right, so I guess it's
that's the length of the cheesecake.
A little kick right there.
But you could get the whole whatchamacallit if you want to though.
Dude, the cheesecake is $26.
Just for the slice?
The cheesecake. It's a 6 and 7 inch whole cheesecake.
Listen,
so it's a little individual pie. So if it's you and your girl, the cheesecake is $30. Now, and I'm gonna back into the menu. They got some appetizers, regular price, $10, $11, $12, $14. So that means the entrees, this right here is a steak. It's $39.95. All right. So you figure entree is $30, the appetizer is $10 to $15, and the dessert, the cheesecake, we see is another $30. All right, so cool. We're gonna split the cheesecake, assuming that she want the same thing I want. And if you the dude and you know you broke, whatever she get, that's what you want too.
You know, it's another list. It's another list that says men not supposed to order desserts.
Oh, so you can't even eat the cheesecake?
They say the woman
you can't even have the cheesecake.
No, they say the woman supposed to order what she want, and you can, if you want to taste it, you can. But a man ordering a dessert. It was a whole TikTok about that shit, dog.
I remember. I know what you're talking about. I need to pull that up for you.
But that's the issue. Like everybody trying to impose their will, their thinking, how they see it on the masses. And I don't see it like that. First date for me, younger, never the movies.
Yeah,
because the focus is not on me.
Yeah,
I don't get to know you. The only thing I'm getting to know you is what kind of movies you like.
The thing, if I might do a movie, because from there we can discuss the movie and I can kind of probe your mind about how.
First date, Pop?
Now, maybe not the first date.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe the second date.
Exactly.
I can probe your mind a bit further.
All right, because you know, nowadays, how much is a movie? $20 ahead, $40. You get some popcorn, another $40.
Cheesecake.
So you just spent $1 on a night where you didn't get to know nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing.
That's not why niggas go to the movies.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say for your generation.
This is way across generations.
Bro, I don't know. I just know most niggas is not taking a girl to the movies to watch a movie.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. That's new information
for me. Send a teenager to the movie with a girl. When he come back, ask him what the movie was about. He gonna tell you what the first 20 minutes was about. But
I can tell you this:
we know he died at the end.
I know some bits and pieces, but I don't know. That's why Netflix and chill so popular.
Yeah. Can save the money.
Right.
We don't gotta go.
Like, I don't gotta take you to the movie. I pay this $9 subscription fee.
That's new information to me.
Or $15.
And they got the big seats where the arm come up now. You don't even got separation no more.
The movie
you got the little button too.
You gotta bring an extra jacket. You bring an extra jacket. You bring an extra jacket.
You're not cutting the hole out at the bottom of the popcorn anymore?
They do that? I ain't never seen, like, if niggas doing that shit in real life, that's crazy. If people doing that shit in real life, that's crazy.
That wasn't. I got that from a skit. That's not something. I don't know if my generation did that.
That's crazy.
That came from somewhere. Somebody just write that skit, and if somebody wrote the skit and it was popular, like, y'all want to try that?
Nah, I know you come with a jacket. You feel me? You lean your chair back, you put the jacket. You feel me? And then what happens happens. I know that, but I don't know about.
And this is the woman we want. Okay.
Nah, but like you said, it's not no first date though. It's
okay.
We probably done did worse.
Who knows? It might be if that's what you after.
You know what? My mind works so crazy. Because my thing is, if I'm in the younger generation and I go to the movies and you know, maybe it's the third date and this is just a movie we want to see and she gets frisky in the movie theater, my whole opinion of her starts to switch.
Yeah.
I'm like, you was mad comfortable with that. How often you do this? How many movies you done seen or not seen? Like, my automatic thought is, okay, well, where are we going with, you know? Now, generationally, you be like, nah, I like her. Honey is live. She do what she do.
I understand what you saying.
Right.
You feel me? Because a couple years ago, if I took a girl on a date and at the end of the date, we ain't do nothing, I was not talking to that girl again. Right. Because to me, I'm seeing it like, well, I spent money.
Okay.
You feel me? But now I'm thinking like, if I take a girl on a date and she, you feel me, easily, I don't want it. But it's that growth. You have to grow into that.
Yeah.
So once you get to a certain age, that mindset, it changed. You feel me?
What are you dating for? Are we dating for just some wild times and good memories? Or are we dating for a long, you know, Because we gonna date for a while. But even though wild times, you might want to do wild times for a while. But when is it gonna morph into, and for some people, it never does.
Yeah.
Like I'm never interested in getting married. I'm never interested in doing this. I'm never interested in a committed long-term relationship. I just want, what's that country song? You gotta have 3 women, one to do this, one to do that. It's some real Southern stuff.
When it's like, I was in high school, 4 years ago. So speaking like when you going, I'm that young, yeah. So when
I graduated high school 40 years ago.
But why you say that though? Like that was so long ago. For
you said 4, and I started counting in my head. It's been 40 years for me.
I'm saying though, like
I graduated in 82.
I'm saying though, like the mindset when you in high school, you gotta understand. You got all these hormones and shit. You feel me? You just now.
So for the women too, we gotta give them grace too.
Yeah.
They exploring their sexuality too.
So that's the mindset, but then eventually that does switch though. Eventually it does for some people. For some people, eventually that light clicks. And it's like, damn, I don't.
For some people, they never see women as anything else.
Yeah, for some people they don't.
And that's the misogynistic thing. Like,
and that's why I want to discuss the whole high vibe thing, because I seen way too many podcasts when I see like dudes like that who assholes, like you said before. Who see themselves as high value just because they make a lot of money and they have a thriving business. But like, you're still an asshole.
You might be a basketball player, football player. I hate to dog them, a boxer.
Yeah.
Someplace where you get these large checks and you gotta, maybe you're smart with your money. You could be a genius with your money and still be a social misfit, or
It's people that was like back in the day in high school, right? That didn't peak in high school, that didn't have nothing going, right? So they was probably in high school. They seen other kids have girlfriends. Woo. They never had that. Mm-hmm. So now when they get to the age where they got money, they got whatever, and now they start getting girls. They hate women. Because when they wanted the women ain't want them. Now that they have something and now women want them, they feel like the women leeching. So now
I wouldn't say they hate women as much as that they get to enjoy their peak as the way that the people in high school enjoyed theirs.
There's some niggas that hate women.
I'm not gonna say they like a lot of them don't hate women, but I'm just saying like just because you didn't
always got to
high
define
school,
hate.
Yeah. What I want to say is that like
because hate means that if you hate something, you wish it didn't exist.
Yeah.
I hate it. If I hate you, I wish you did not exist. So I
it's
feel
probably not hate. A strong dislike.
Strong dislike. Right.
It's some type of animosity, like because back then them girls were shitting on me. Yeah. Now you here, I'ma shit on you for what they did to me.
And it's so. And I always say that. I always say, when the right guy meets the wrong girl, when he meets the right girl, he's now the wrong guy. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's true.
Here is the textbook layman's definition of trauma: failing to see life as safe and predictable. Mm-hmm. So we're directed straight to relationships, failing to see women as safe and predictable. That's almost a fact. But so you fail to see engaging or entering into a relationship with a woman as safe and predictable, so you behave a certain way to protect yourself. Be that you date multiple women, or whatever that is. Because when you were younger and you thought it was safe and predictable, she ripped your heart out your chest and ate it right in front of you. So now you're like, never again.
And if you do it, I'm gonna do it worse.
Like then you start thinking that's the rules of the game.
Yeah, but then eventually you realize, so this is a little personal story about me. When I was like 18, the girl I was dating cheated on me with an older man.
Oh, wasn't me.
She cheated on me with an older man, and that was like my first love taste.
Okay.
That shit had me. So after that, I met a lot of good women. And I did them dirty because of that. You feel me? Because I'm thinking like, man, she probably won't do the same shit. You feel me? She probably won't do me dirty the same way. You feel me? So I did a lot of them dirty. You feel me? Because of that. And then when I was doing it, obviously I didn't see I was hurting them.
You didn't see it as dirty.
Yeah, now you feel me? Some of them girls like
you was traumatized.
Exactly, but
hurt people.
Once you grow out of that though, Cause if it happens that way, and you see what's going on, eventually you gonna grow out of it. But now that I feel like I've grown out of it, I'm only getting the bad women now. It's like I ran out of the good ones now. It's just crazy.
You burned through your quota of good women. Now you wait on somebody bad to become good. I tell you, it happens all the time, man. I felt like that when I was younger. I felt like the same way. Like, yo, I think I'm a good dude. And really, I'm a young, corny dude. I'm in college and I'm just that kind of dude. And she could testify to that. And real laid back gentleman, like, and then, they cheat on you or they call you a sucker or have you. Say it again.
So wasn't she in elementary school?
Yeah, according to her, she was in the infirmary. She was still in the cradle. But and after a while, I just thought, okay, I don't understand the game. Like they not dating to be in a relationship. They just we just doing what we doing. Like, all right, cool, I could play that game now that I know the game. And then you meet somebody, and she was like, no, that's not what I did.
And even if she put her heart out there,
right?
But that trauma's still in you. You can't even trust it.
See, and now from as well as I can, you can nod or shake your head if you think I'm wrong. When that happens to young women, sometimes they don't go and play the game because a woman being promiscuous is not cool. So what they do is now they don't trust dudes. Yeah. So now she the chick that, nowadays calling your cell phone. Where you was at? What you was doing? You be like, yo, you be stressing me. Yo, she's mad annoying. She might be the greatest girl in the world, but she got pain. Sometimes. And her way now is to she needs reassuring. It's called a trauma-informed response. She don't want to be hurt again. But she really don't realize she driving a good dude away because she don't trust him. The same way we don't realize we driving a good woman away by
doing
being promiscuous ourselves, which you don't.
But it's so flooded. You can't tell the good woman from the bad woman.
They all dress the same.
They do the same. Yeah.
That's why you gotta date them, weed them out.
Yeah.
This girl might be thinking you cheating because she got cheated on by her last relationship, right? And this girl might think you cheating because she cheating.
Yeah,
so you can't.
Yeah, the thing. Another dude on the podcast, he says, "Yeah, you should be able to wear what you want to wear as a young lady, and if you want to wear a short skirt and a plunging neckline and see-through, you should be able to do that." And he says, and maybe your man shouldn't be able to tell you what you can wear and what you can't wear on your body. He says, but here's the issue: you want me to protect you, right? So when we go out, my job is to provide and protect, right? Okay, cool. Now, when we go out there with you dressed in a very revealing way, somebody gonna say something, because that's just how society is. Somebody might grab, somebody might touch, and then what happens is you don't like it. Now, I'm saying they're wrong. They shouldn't do that. But just because it shouldn't happen don't mean it's not gonna happen. If you go out there and provocatively dress, somebody probably gonna say something provocative to you, and it may go over the line. So now my job is to protect you, to try to check that. Like, yo, my man, that's my girl. Oh, you let your girl come out like that? Now it's done morphed into something it didn't have to morph into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the dude says, he said, if you wearing the uniform of a hoe, don't get mad when somebody mistake you for a hoe. And I was like, whoa. And then, because here's the crazy thing. I mean, I guess it's not as prominent as it used to be, but when I was a kid, prostitutes walk the streets in very prostitute-y kind of stuff. And, streetwalkers.
Yeah.
That's regular club attire now. Now, this is the generation. Now, I know across the masses, somebody going to call an old man talking that foolish thing. I'm just telling you what an old man think, what a person from my generation think. Like, that's how the streetwalkers dress. And this is how you dress now. And I know it morphs. I remember my cousin came to stay with me from Iowa. And she wanted some colored stockings. Now, let me give you this. My mom was born in the 30s. So this probably happened in the 80s. My mom was born in the 30s. So in the 80s, she's 50. In the 80s, I'm 20. My cousin is probably 16, 17. and she wanted some colored stockings. He was like, "That's Horish." In my mom's mind, that was Horish, colored stockings, or going to church with no stockings on. Oh my God, you got to get the OPEG. I know too much, right? you gotta get the OPEG stockings, the flesh colored stockings, and that's how. Because my mom thought that was. Nowadays, you know, that ain't the case. Do they even wear stockings? Not really, right? You know what I'm saying? The stocking business is damn near dead because people go with the shiny legs. But back then, that wasn't very ladylike. So I know it's the old man point of view, and y'all call me the old man because you know what I'm saying. I mean, not y'all. I'm talking to the masses. You know what I'm saying? Assuming you're gonna post some of these.
I'll post this.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
Just like I'm gonna make some cuts too. So
okay, all right, because I need to put it on my.
Oh, did you take?
I be telling him not to cut it though.
No, well, I gotta make shorts so people when they
I feel.
see it and then let me check this channel out and they'll go see the whole video.
Right. Well, you just got to get it's a trailer though, so you got to get the part that make you want to go see the rest of the movie.
I was cutting out. Like I only did 2 so far,
Yeah.
so I'm like, because it's a lot to make those into shorts because it's got to be formatted a certain way.
Yeah.
It's also got to be work like.
Well, cheat. Take your phone. Tape it on your phone. It don't gotta be perfect. Cheat. In fact, I should have had my phone over there taping some of this because then I can edit it on my phone a little better.
I guess this is a part of my, a little OCD of me. Like, I want it to look nice.
Yeah, that's all right. But no, that's not what we want it to look nice, but you
look
also.
At that. She said she got you. You ain't even got to trip.
Okay.
Man, someone.
You could step in.
I'm gonna cut that out because you look like an old man doing that.
I guess the thing is, I want all of us, and I'm not gonna get all of us.
Yeah, because this man not trying to get in the frame, son.
Pull that back, son.
I need another camera,
twist
man.
All right, twist it again. There you go. Now you got one more thing you gotta do. You gotta press that button. it's a white button right there. You gotta press it so it start recording. Beautiful. What a beautiful arm that is.
Nice.
Oh, it's good because it's not even frame.
Is it in it?
No, I'm sorry. It's not on video. It just took a still.
Already so
The old people messing with technology.
Yeah.
That's the point you need to cut. That's the point you need to clear right there.
This is the short. Yeah, this is the short right here. You gotta clear this.
This the bloopers. So this is just.
Ain't no bloopers. That's the main event.
This is what I'll say. It is what it is at this point. I already hit the button.
It is what we came here
for. so we don't have to deal with that.
Man.
My man, cool.
Man, why didn't you help him out? You was right there.
I wanted to watch the show. What you
Listen. Characters built in the struggle, baby. So in the struggle, we're building character, man. That's what it is, man.
But yeah.
So I had to introduce it to my phone now. This is across generations.
Yeah, so we'll do that.
This is across generations where we have the 20-somethings represented and the 30-somethings represented and the 50-something represented. And over here in the corner, we got the 40-something represented. You know what I'm saying? Big lie, right? But yeah, so that's what we doing. Yeah, we talking stuff. So you can jump right back in. Don't worry about it.
Man, I forgot what we were even talking about. I know we were discussing high value, but I don't know what part of it we were just talking about.
Being hurt early on in relationships and learning that maybe this is how it's going. And then when you meet somebody who wants a serious relationship, you still playing, and then when you get serious, they're playing.
It's funny how we take different approach to it because after I got hurt. Mm-hmm. I didn't really go out to hurt. There's certain parts I understood, but I never really made it my thing. Because I still kind of, in a sense, cared. I never really went out in other relationships to hurt. I just know what I sought or what I should pay attention to.
Right. I started recognizing the foolishness.
Finding patterns and things like that.
It's not that you.
I'm
go
not
with the intent. You feel me? It's just like
I knew he was gonna go there.
Yeah, it's just the trauma. You feel me? It's like she could tell you this. But because of past experiences, this what you believe, you feel me? Or this what you hear, so you play it differently.
I know, but I'm just saying how we reacted to the trauma that occurred. I came across mine and saw, all right, this is what I need to this is what needs to change. This is what needs to what's this what I need to look for. What I can't take in the relationship or what I can't do in the relationship.
I think the hard part about that is all cheaters don't behave the same.
Yeah.
There's no one behavior that makes that's cheater behavior.
Yeah.
Because they different. Some guys are super slick with it. Some women are super slick with it. Some are overt with it. Like, yo, we
some don't care.
I'm dating other people too, and that's fine. To me, why do we need to lie to each other? Let me give you the option. Like, listen, I'm not an exclusive dater. I'm not saying I'm sleeping with all these people, but I do hang out with other people, other women, and I do go out. Why do we need to deceive each other? Is my issue.
It takes. I feel like, to piggyback on that, I feel like it takes a certain level of maturity to get to that point to be like, okay, let's just keep it a buck. Let's just be honest with each other.
I think a lot of people think they're gonna get a no.
Yeah,
so I'd rather fool you, because I think you're worth my time. You're just not worth my commitment.
Right.
So I'll give you my time, and whatever bonuses I get back from that, whatever reciprocation I get from you, and y'all know where I'm going. But I don't want to give you the truth, because you might not reciprocate the same. Maybe you might be not as open to intimacy if I'm dating other people. So I'm not even gonna give you the option, and that'd be the problem. Like, yo, give them the option. Yeah. Half the time y'all thinking the same thing.
And we like to have contingency plans. That's what you call it, the little plan B. You feel me? This go sideways, I'm going. You feel me? Because we scared of that commitment. We scared of that.
I wouldn't say it's like scared of the commitment. It's like, if you have a contingency, like if you have a plan B, like for example, if you're seeing someone, like if you're dating multiple people. Like you said before, what's your purpose of dating? If I'm dating multiple people for a purpose, and I'm looking for certain qualities, and I'm doing these other people, all right, I saw this in you. I'm like, all right, I saw you first. I asked you on a date first because I'm thinking of something of you, but I see this other person. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take her out on another day. She's probably my plan B, but my plan A, and I see something in her. I'm like, nah, we're gonna clash on that.
So okay, so
my plan.
Question for you. So you have a plan A, and you think it's a good one, but you got a plan B just in case, right? Yeah. And you hanging out with plan B, and plan A runs across you. See, that's the risk you take. Yeah. Plan A's cousin runs across you. Oh, I seen Larry. I seen him in the Cheesecake Factory.
But I don't see it. That could happen, but. It's some niggas that's so smooth, they'll get out that situation.
What's that movie with LL Cool J? He had both of those chicks shopping with each other at the end of the.
You got me with that one. You said it's LL Cool J.
It was a movie. What was that? I'm pretty sure you know that movie. They set her up with this dude because she was always
Eva. Deliverance from Eva.
Yeah, Deliverance from Eva. Yeah. Because he was such a good player. He ended up both of these chicks fighting at the club for him. But at the end of the movie, they were both shopping together, seeing him. I
think you're mixing two movies, but
Nah, that was
Deliverance from Eva is it was four sisters. And they wanted her to have a boyfriend, so she stay out of their business.
Nah, it's the same movie, but it's
because he doesn't get shot at the end, is what I'm saying.
He's not shot at the end. He had both of those girls like hanging out with each other, even though they were seeing the same dude shopping.
That's not what happened. Anyway,
it is.
That's not that movie. Deliverance from Eva. Right?
Look at that scene, because I know exactly what I'm talking about. But we'll go back to.
But they're sisters. There's not two different girls.
No, these two different girls aren't a part of that group from Deliver Us from Eva.
Okay.
They was just showing the example of like how good of a player he was.
Okay, all right.
Like there was a scene like he had both these girls.
The point is,
that was just a comment to him. Like so slick with it.
Yeah, they play so well that they'll have women putting up with things that. They have women putting up with things they didn't even know they would put up with.
And the thing is, it's that honesty. Sometimes you so real, because if she used to, niggas lying to her and shit like that, sometimes you tell the truth and she's like, damn, at least he told the truth. You feel me? At least.
But here go the real craziness. Sometimes I could tell you the truth, and you lie to yourself.
Whose fault is it?
This used to be. I'm going too far, but I'm gonna go this far. This used to be my line. When we hanging out, it's cool. and when we're not hanging out, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? If you're going out with other people, that's fine. You know, and as am I. I'm just being honest. You know, all right, cool. But I treat you so well. I'm always checking in on you. I'm always calling you. It's never in your face. I'm never, you know, there was no cell phones then. So I seem like the good dude, and you start saying, wow, we exclusive. No. I tell you from the beginning, I see other people. Just because I'm not disrespectful with it, you now lie to yourself. And now I'm forced to address the lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm forced.
You're in a relationship now.
I didn't even know, right? I didn't even sign up for this.
Hey, you one of them. I peeped the type of timing you was on. I peeped the type of timing you was on. You one of them. You one of them. That boy.
He said my game is I don't have no game. Like,
you one of them.
I don't have no game. Like, that's the game.
Ain't no way he just caught that shit play by play if he wasn't calling the plays like that, dog. Ain't no way.
But because to me, you just looking for a person to treat you nice. Right?
I could ask
in relationship, ain't you looking for a person to treat you nice?
But I could ask you a question.
Of course you can.
You done did that to a woman before, like
of course he did. He's speaking from experience.
I started with that.
Okay,
but we're also I want you to remember what I said. You know, and I was very respectful when I was around her because there wasn't no cell phones then, so you know how far I'm going.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I got to keep putting my phone on silent. It was none of that. Right. So it was a lot easier to be out of pocket.
Okay, so when you was doing that though. Mm-hmm. Did you know in like the back of your head that she might think, you feel me?
Of course I did.
That's what I'm talking about.
So your question is, did I know she was now going to begin lying to herself? Yeah, of course I did. But here it is. Is it my fault if I told you from the top, I'm not here for a committed relationship. We can just hang out and get to know each other. And if you hang out with other dudes, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you know, I might hang out with other people too.
My dog,
you know what I'm saying? But I treat you. My man used to say that. That was his line to me. He says, you treat them like your girl, they're going to think you their girl. They're going to think they're your girl. Mm-hmm. If you treat a woman like she's your girl, she's going to think she's your girl regardless of what you told her. So he says because your behavior is not mimicking your words. She's reading your behaviors. You're treating her like she's your girl.
So what would you do right if you walked in and you seen her with another, you feel me? You wouldn't.
When I was at age, I didn't care.
Okay.
And that's the rules you already set up. Like,
no. Because there's some people that
let me be real.
People that set up that play, but they know if they find that girl doing the same thing, they gonna be butthurt.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. But let me be real with you. If at that time, if I really cared for her, it would make me feel a certain way. Would I step to the situation? Probably not. Okay. But here's when you got to look at yourself. Am I feeling that way because I'm selfish, or am I feeling that way because I really care for her and maybe we need to change the rules of what we're doing?
But
that's the real part. Do we need to change the rules?
It is. That's gonna lead to my. This is gonna lead to what I want to talk about right now. Like,
what's that?
Can men and women really be friends?
Yep. 1,000%.
Yeah, I got good friends.
Yeah.
That's my friend right there.
All right, let's speak from his per age then. Like, can men and women really be friends?
Okay.
Like, I can get at like as an older person, you're not like really into things like that. Well, I was.
You mean like sex?
Yeah, things like that.
As an older person, you ain't into sex.
Nah, I wouldn't think you are that much. Like
that man just called you. That man said,
I wouldn't imagine that's like your priority out of relationships.
Boy, them old folks be freakier than y'all, boy.
This is what I say to you. Imagine on.
That's just my thoughts on it. I'm not there yet. I don't know.
However you got to process it to make it fit in your mind.
It's a reason why Viagra out there, boy. It's a reason.
Well, however you got to fit it.
All right, well,
you didn't ask me a question. So
well, that's the question. Can men and women really be friends?
Yeah.
Like if you're treating them,
maturity.
Yeah, if you're treating them that way, and like because like you're a nice dude, you're a good person, and when you hanging out, like you're my friend. You're saying like I'm doing these things for you, and now you've created this lie in your head that like we're the thing.
I mean, you can't send mixed signals.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
We hanging out as friends. We hanging out as friends. We friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, plutonic. So in other words, sex is irrelevant, right? Far as not just intimacy sex, I'm talking about I'm the man, you the woman. So we hanging out as friends, then I'm not paying all the time. That's a mixed signal. I'm not picking you up every time. We could meet there.
The reason
That's
why
mixed signals. You know, you telling me about a dude you dating. We gotta have a conversation. I can help you sift through the bullshit that I know a lot of guys is putting out there. You know what I'm saying? Or I can help you say maybe that's a good dude. You know, I like what he's saying. You know, and maybe I'll meet him. You know what I'm saying? So we can be, but usually you trying to get two people on one page.
Nah, the reason why it seems like it can't be is because 9 times out of 10, the guy be wanting something else than what the woman wants. Because 9 times out of 10, it's usually the woman that's saying let's be friends. You feel me? Because the guy probably
They done friend zoned you.
Yeah.
Can you stop that for me?
Yes,
I don't want to burn my whole.
a lot of times it be the women that's saying let's be friends, and the guy feels like, oh, I don't want to be friends. I'm trying.
I don't know if I maybe like phrased the question wrong, because I wasn't saying it to say like, okay, can women really be friends? Because I know that's from that situation you gave, it's her fault for creating that lie.
Right.
But I wasn't trying to.
No, that's a different play.
I wasn't trying. I don't know if you like understood the question wrong, because I understand that even guys who'd be like, yo, I want something from her. Like
I'll take friend. You can put me in a glass case and break me in case of emergency.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, is he really your friend then? Like, I wasn't trying to frame the question like it's like just because she's thinking that way can men really?
Nah,
because even dudes be like, okay, so I'm friends with her. So I'm like, I got a thing for her.
So let me ask you a question.
I'll be cool with you.
So let me.
But I got an agenda.
Let me twist the question a little bit. You have friends, male friends, guys that you cool with, right? And you know why you cool with them.
Yeah.
They bring a certain energy to, right? And it's plutonic. You can have the same thing with a girl. But now, I think sometimes the difference between men and women, how often you get on the phone with your good friend?
Well,
a guy.
We're not on the phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the
women
same thing
with
with
good friends, they talk every day.
Yeah.
So now when you try to be a friend to a woman, it's a lot of phone calls going on, and they talk about a lot of shit that I'm not even interested in as a woman, right? Because don't y'all got a lot of small talk. Y'all might want to talk, and I'm like this.
Yo, because that's one thing. Like you
can set that boundary too, though. If it's like
again, y'all just spoke yesterday.
Yeah.
You can set that boundary too as a man, though. If it's, you could be like,
my
okay.
guy. Like my guy. I didn't talk to him for a couple of months when he moved. He my guy, you know what I'm saying? We done hung out, we done worked out, and you know.
Yeah, brother man didn't even know I moved.
I kind of knew because my friend told me. But you didn't tell me. Exactly.
Yeah, but you're still my boy. Like,
I'm not mad at I don't feel no way. Right. But you know, the women, oh my God, you move. I can't believe you ain't tell me. And I'm like this. All right, you move. Where you at now? I don't even care that you didn't tell me. It's up to you. Maybe ain't none of my damn business.
But like for a man and a girl to like be real genuine friends, it gotta be like y'all doing something for each other. She probably helped you out with something when you was bad, or you probably helped her out, you feel me? But y'all know for a fact y'all care about each other.
Okay.
But just not in a romantic way.
But here's I feel you though on this thing because let me play this right. You
gonna get caught up.
I know it's hard to phrase.
I don't want to get a bunch of hate.
Phrase it.
It's easy to be friends. I'll use unattractive. It's easy to be friends with a person of the opposite sex that you are in no way attracted to. So you know I was going a lot of different places, but I said that's a better way to put it. It's easier to be friends with a person of the opposite sex that you have no attractions to, right? Pretty easy. Now, if you think they're attractive and you're friends and you're hanging out and maybe you're going out for drinks, things could slip. And there's usually no back to the friend zone after that. You don't kind of ruin that. You know what I'm saying? So usually, if you calling the chick your homie, oh, that's my homie, it's because you have no attraction to him. There's nothing about him you find sexy.
But if you find them attractive, you can still be friends with them too, but boundaries got to be set.
Yeah.
But, all right, so, like, how often are you hanging out with this? Like, I'm saying, like, people I'm not attracted to, like, because there's some form of attraction to you that I have that forms my friendship. But if I'm not attracted to you, but I know you, and we're cordial. We're acquaintances. You're not my friend.
Right.
We're acquaintances, or I don't know if that's like the lesser of friend.
Okay.
But I'm saying, like, if you're friends with this person, that on some level you're attracted to them. So there'll be something to them.
You attracted to your homeboys?
Yeah, in a sense, I am. I won't.
Well, no.
Not
All right, let me help you out for you just. I understand what you're saying. That's why I asked you for the reason. What is the reason you're friends with the guy? You got male. What is the reason you enjoy his conversation? You're all into the same things. We both work out. We like to talk about movies. We this is how this started. Right. You and Mike just started kicking it, and then it was like, yo, let's start taping some of this shit because I enjoy. You see, just attraction.
Hanging out right now.
Yeah, the attraction is a bad word to it because it's like I'm attracted to your intelligence. Like, okay, let's use another word. Like, I find your intelligence and your confidence intriguing. Intriguing. It's intriguing.
I find your intelligence.
You spark thought. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm kicking it with you, it's like, okay, yeah.
What's the definition of attractive?
My phone is way over there. I got a Hey Siri. I got a Hey Siri from here.
Let me go to that right now. Hold on.
Attraction. Okay. But see, there's different kinds of attraction.
But all right.
Give the first one because there's usually multiple definitions. Give the first definition.
I know y'all ain't playing with this heat.
Or appealing to the senses.
Mm-hmm. So that's why, see, it could be mentally attractive. It could be visually attractive. Mm-hmm. It could be, it's levels to attraction. So,
but 9 times out of 10, when you say attract, you feel me? Attractive.
Yeah, we take that to
it's so sexual.
Yeah,
because we're a hypersexual society. Everything's when you use the word attract, yo, I'm attracted to her. If you use the word attraction, and you talking same gender, they want to label that, and nowadays I'm not even going there. I don't need the trouble.
Nah, I don't even know what I'm saying. Hey,
but I put that in the same category as a woman that says she only wants a man that makes X amount of dollars. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. I'm not gonna argue with you about what you want to do with yourself.
Okay, yeah.
The problem comes when you try to involve me in your thinking.
Yeah.
Now I'm okay. But I'm trying to be careful.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Here's the problem.
You got it.
You want me to call you something other than what I'm visually intaking. And if that's what you want me to do, I'm fine with it. But if I make a mistake in conversation, and now I'm now persecuted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like me and Miss Dawn is super cool, right?
That's
if I mislabeled her, like, yo, that's my homie. I'm a lady. Like, we don't have those issues. You know what I'm saying? So, but at times I might refer to her, and it seems like I'm referring to something masculine, and she's not gonna take offense. So if it's somebody I have no relationship with, and I happen to say something masculine when you perceive yourself as feminine, now I'm a bad guy. There's no grace. There's no grace for me. I'm giving you grace to make whatever choices you want to make in life. There's no grace for me if I happen to make a mistake. Like if I'm not as far along. Like there's no grace for me. I'm canceled. See, I'm trying not to get this canceled before it comes out.
Straight cis male, no, you're not.
Yeah. It's because it's not on me to tell you what to make choices in life. It's really not on me. It's not on you to listen to me.
And to be honest, it don't even matter. You feel me? People gonna do whatever they want to do. You feel me? It's their business. If it don't, you feel me? If it's not in your circle, it don't affect you in no type of way.
The thing is, though, what he's getting at is that he's not in the circle. So, but you're still attacking me on this. Yo, all right, I don't know. I just met you. My bad. But now you're trying to, you're doing all this stuff to me. I'm sorry.
That's them. Let them do it. You feel me? But
I'm going to give you an interesting thing. A friend of mine was a manager at Harris Teeter. Mm-hmm. And there was a guy, and he was gay. I don't know what he identified as gay. And They wasn't to say him. It was they and them. And somebody was online, and the friend of mine said, yo, open your register. Go over there. Go to them. Go to them. You're like, why would you call him that? And she reported her as addressing him in a condescending way to her boss. And they asked her what happened. He said, well, he said no, he or she. It was they or them. So I used one of the pronouns they told me to use, but the interpretation from the person who don't have all this information was you were speaking to them in a condescending way because they were gay. When you're really subscribing to what the person asked you to call them.
Right.
So Karen just jumped in the middle and, reported you and it was like, nah, I actually called the person what they wanted to be called, which was they and them.
And that kind of goes to what Mike was talking about.
Right.
Like, yo, you should just mind your, like, you're not a part of that.
Yeah.
If it don't got nothing to do with me, you got it.
But you're constantly perceiving.
Yeah.
Constantly. You're looking around, you're perceiving different things, and you're interpreting them now. Your ability to say something about it is on you.
Yeah, I mean.
So if you see wrong, you're like,
if
Karen, you got to say something because you saw it was wrong in your eyes. I must address it. I don't know where they learned that one at. I'm not constantly addressing things I see that's out of pocket because I don't see it as productive behavior.
And some people just want attention.
Yeah, some people like conflict.
It don't matter if it's good or bad. They want the spotlight on them.
Yeah, I don't like to argue. I don't even know how to argue. I don't know how.
I do.
I get too emotional. If you hear me raise my voice, it won't be long till we're moving furniture. Like, I'm not good at that. Because I'm yelling at you. Because that's why I don't yell. Because I don't like to be yelled at. So when somebody yells at me, and I have to give space, grace, room for we're having an emotional conversation and maybe your voice raises. I can't take it as, yo, you're yelling at me. I have to take it as you're passionate about what we're talking about. But I don't like to be yelled at. I also don't like if we're in conflict, and this is why another reason I don't get into arguments. Most of the time we cut each other short in argument.
Yeah.
You won't let me finish my thought. So in my mind, you don't even want to hear what I got to say. You just want to yell at me. I don't like that. I don't like to be cut off in conversation. So I try not to get into conflicts because what most conflicts end up? Verbal conflicts. Yelling and cutting each other off. So I know those two things trigger me. I don't argue. Like, if we can't calm down and have a calm conversation, then we got to move on.
I feel like it depends. Like, I'm not arguing with a woman I'm not doing nothing with. You feel me? Like, okay. If it's just a woman.
Let's make it your woman.
Yeah.
And you're arguing about.
If it's my woman, I'll argue with I'll entertain it. You feel me? I'll argue back just to see how.
That was a little condescending, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll entertain it. Yeah. In other words, I'll entertain the bullshit. All right, what's your problem? All right.
Sometimes you got to. You feel me?
But just don't use those terms.
Keep it a bit.
No, I'm with you. I'm not saying it don't happen.
Till they get to the point where, like, if it's like somebody else, like a random person, you feel me? I'm not gonna argue with them because I know it's not.
What's the point?
It's no benefit to that. You feel me? It's not gonna get nowhere.
I call it non-productive conversation.
But if like,
where we going?
If it's like somebody like my girl or like one of my homeboys,
somebody you care about their feelings.
I'll argue out. You feel me? Because I know they care about me how I care about them. You feel me? Even though we bumping heads right now.
Right.
It's not gonna get to the point where it's like, you know what? Fuck this, and you feel me? So
yeah.
So that's why.
That's not the plan.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I argue. You feel me? It just depends on who. You feel me? Who I'm arguing.
It depends on what we're arguing about.
Yeah, and what it's about.
Like, you know what I'm saying? What are we arguing about? Because think about it. What is a worthy argument? What's a worthy argument between you and your girl?
It never starts as an argument. It starts as a discussion.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying though. Like, what's a worthy argument?
Yeah. So what is worthy to now get disrespectful to each other?
None.
Because everything should be a discussion.
Now you cheated. I caught you cheating, and you trying to tell me you didn't cheat. We getting ready to argue.
Listen.
Because you trying to make me feel like you gaslighting me. You trying to make me feel like I'm crazy. Like that wasn't you.
You're not arguing because the argument is important. You arguing because that person and what they mean to you is important.
Okay, now we're gonna pivot out of that. I like that.
That's
You're arguing because that person is important to you.
Yeah.
So here's the pivot. If that person is important, why are you arguing?
because sometimes
We need to have a conversation.
sometimes you're in the heat of the moment and you're not thinking to calm
Shelf
down.
that shit. If
Yeah,
you're in the heat
not
of the
thinking
moment,
to calm down.
the 3 T's. What's the 3 T's?
Oh, I have.
The timing of the conversation, the tone of the conversation, and the topic of the conversation.
Because
The timing got to be when we're both calm.
Let me tell you, it's not gonna always be like
No,
that.
of course not.
So if your girl, if you walk in and you see your girl with another dude doing some shit they shouldn't be doing, you gonna be Now she might be calm down. Ooh, let's talk about this later. But your mental, you hot. You feel me? You just walked into some shit. You gonna keep going till eventually
I'm with you. You got triggered.
she jump in.
Yeah, you got
she jump-
triggered.
and then that's when the argument starts.
But here's my thing. So you walk in a restaurant, you see your girl snuggled up with another dude, maybe they kissing. What is arguing going to change?
I was just about to say, why are
You've
you even
absorbed
arguing
all
with
the
them?
information you need to absorb. It's just like this. Hey, yo, I see you. And I'm out.
You
That's
probably
what
don't
I'm
even have to
saying,
do that.
though.
Send a quick text.
I mean,
and let
for you
know,
to
like,
get to
alright,
that point,
send
it
a
takes
picture of it.
for you
Like,
to
they'll
get
be
to
like,
that point. It takes a certain level of maturity. But since
I'm not even saying I could do it.
I haven't
But
been at
I'm
that
just
point.
saying to you,
Oh, I could.
what's the point?
Yeah, I
Like,
understand
what we
why
get ready to
arguments
do?
happen, but it's not. You don't argue because the argument is important. You argue because you care about that person.
'Cause
and
your
you want that
feelings is hurt.
person. You want that person to understand how you feel.
Yeah.
So you feel as though if they're not listening, you gonna yell louder.
But here's my
There's no point to it, but
yeah, because here's my thing about it. So we're using that scenario, right? You walk in, catch them snuggled up, cheating, holding hands, whatever it is, and you engage them, and you're engaging them because you care about them, and what you seeing is hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Obviously, they don't care about your feelings, or they wouldn't be there doing what they're doing.
yeah.
So you're arguing about your feelings with a person that don't care about your feelings, or at least in that moment
Right.
didn't. Because that's the problem. People cheat not because they want to cheat, because they selfish. Because I'm only thinking about me.
You not under. Yeah,
I'm understanding.
No, he's
No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying like you not understanding. I'm just saying like in that situation, it's because they not understanding what
Okay.
you feeling and you not understanding what they.
But
feel.
the point he's making though is
Yeah.
that it's not that they don't understand, like they don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
They understand.
at that
Yeah.
point.
You
yeah,
think they don't understand that they cheating?
I mean, nah.
You think they don't understand that they just
cheat
got
by
caught out
mistake.
there?
You can't cheat by mistake.
Because
feel
what are
me?
you
But-
thinking when you cheat? Who
Damn,
are you
this shit
thinking
good.
about
Oh, never mind.
when you cheat?
Like you said,
You're thinking about self-satisfaction. And who are you not thinking about? The person you getting ready to hurt.
I ain't gonna lie.
So just 'cause
Sometimes you
you-
do think about them.
Well, I mean, you can't possibly, that's a great topic, love. Like, can you actually love somebody that you were hurt and deceived like that? I love you, I just can't control myself. Okay. All right. You love me, but you don't respect me.
That's it.
You love me, but you don't consider me.
But love and respect is not the same thing.
It's not.
I could love you and still stab you in the back. Cause I love me more than I love you.
That's the interesting. But
I gotta just like interpret that in my head.
Yeah, but well, it's 4 of us in the room, and I guarantee you, only 3 of us is mic'd up. This is the executive producer over here. She furnished the studio. If all 3 of us, and it would be better if we wrote it, the definition of love, you're gonna get 3 different definitions. Love as it equates to you and your partner. Not how I love my brother, my mother, my sisters, my kids. No, love as it relates to relationship. Like, I love my wife. Okay, cool. Define what that is. What does that mean?
Do you think that's something that should be discussed in relationships? Like you should ask your partner what does love mean to them, since everybody might have a different definition. You think that's
That would be a nice conversation.
That should be a
To
conversation.
have at the Cheesecake Factory on the first date.
Hey, how you feel about love?
Yeah, that's why we don't do it.
$400, you better ask her.
Yeah, that's,
Your answer decides
that's
how
why you
this
don't
check
do the
get
movies.
paid. Yeah, hey, I might start doing that.
that's why you don't do the movies on the first date.
Yeah, how you feel about love? You feel me? Your answer decides how this check get paid.
Well, I think
Like that one
Yeah,
skit,
we
like,
gonna split this bitch on. You feel me?
I think a first date conversation is how do you date? Like, what do you consider dating? What do you consider this? What is your goal when you date somebody? I think that's a great question.
Yeah.
Like, what is your goal?
Yeah.
And most people want to throw, I want to get to know them. And then, but see, the follow-up question to that is get to know them for what?
Who they are.
Are we getting to know each other because you're looking for an exclusive relationship? Are you getting to know me to see if you can hang out with me and have a good time? And possibly the next step may be an intimate relationship. Are you looking to hang out with me because you know I spend money and we go to nice places all the time? Like, what do you consider dating? Because I think that's where the main discrepancies start. Because I'm thinking of dating one thing, you thinking of dating another.
What if you don't have a goal for dating? You just want that company.
Well, that's a good answer. But now, if both of you say that, y'all in a car with no steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? But if you say that and the girl that's with you would say, well, I date for the to move on to exclusive dating. And then you have to answer that question. And you know, most dudes, well, I'm not really there yet. You know, I'm still young. I'm still on my young nigga shit. Okay. And now, this is the great thing about the date. What he told you ain't feeling. So leave it alone.
Yeah.
Don't try to trick him into being exclusive. Like, just leave it. Like, he said what he said. Oh, yo, I need a 6-figure dude. Like, all right, that's not me, man. We can enjoy the rest of this night and I'll see you.
That'll honestly work if people was honest 1,000%. Because you could ask me what my goal for dating is, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to get married. No, the whole time I'm just trying to crack.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do my dirt and go home. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you what I know you want to hear.
Okay, and that's fine. You're going to tell me. But here's the thing, and I'm with you on that. People are usually going to tell you, it's almost a job interview.
Yeah.
Like, you know, where do you see yourself in the corporation? Well, I see myself as a long-term employee ascending to the top of upper management, and your ass ain't got no goal. You trying to get hurt at work and get a comp case. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to tell them that on the rip. Oh, yo, I'm just doing this till I find something better. You're not going to say that in a job interview. And a lot of time in the dating scene, you know what your goal is, but you also know what the person want to hear. To me, that's the point. I used to do a podcast with another young lady, and she used to say the most valuable possession you have is your time, and you don't have time to waste. So when I'm I'm right to the point. What are you up to? I says, and that's fine if that's. And I used to kind of shun her for that, like disagree with her, not shun her. Like, yo, you scamming dudes. Like, you want to know their blood type, credit score, what their mama did, that. Like, yo, she said, I don't got time to waste.
Yeah.
And I was like, sometimes if you don't take your time in the beginning, you're going to waste more time at the end because you didn't take your time in the beginning. I could fool you for a week. I could fool you for a month. I could fool you for a couple of months.
Yeah.
I can't fool you forever. So sometimes, you know, I'm saying what you want to say and doing what you want to do.
I mean, yeah, the truth gonna come to the light.
Right.
But when that light comes, you don't know how you gonna feel at the end. You feel me? Because if, let's say, on the first date you told me you wanted this, now 7 months later you doing this, that. How you expect me to feel about it?
Yeah, you should be upset that you lied to me. 9
times out of 10, I'm not gonna react civilized and well mannered and okay, I understand. Go on about your merry old day. So, you feel me? Like
I'm laughing though, because they lied to you, you're not gonna act civilized.
Hell no. Like why? You wasted my time.
Okay, but so now acting uncivilized in response to the lie.
That's my get back. Okay. No, acting uncivilized means.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah, what it means to you?
I'm gonna get my revenge. You feel the same way you did me dirt and wasted my time. Even though I can't waste your time, I'm gonna.
So you gonna have to spend a little time in the ER.
No.
All right, so how are you gonna make her feel the pain you felt?
I mean.
But my thing is, like, if you're going to do that to her, you're wasting more of your time.
Exactly.
You do that
you're wasting your time with a person that's wasting your time.
Right now, I'm like, all right.
I'm too petty for that. I got too much pride for that. I ain't even gonna.
Richie Petty over here.
I know how I'm too petty for that shit. Hey, I'll be real with you, though.
You Hefner.
You get a nice young lady, right? A nice young lady. You fall in love with her and shit. You feel me? And she tell you, or she want to get married. After a couple years, you walk in on her, she cheating on you. You just gonna take that to the chin and walk out. You feel me? Just let the shit slide.
It depends how deep I'm in tune with it. I might stay.
Yeah.
But do my thing at the same time, just play it like that.
That's an interesting perspective. But, like, I'm gonna play along with you then.
Because he said, he's saying he gonna stay and then later on get his get back, but that's still time, ain't it?
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying. Now y'all almost the same age, right? Y'all about the same age?
Yeah.
Somebody ain't gonna leave that fast like that.
Yeah, you gotta.
After you invested all that time,
6, 7
so
years,
see, and now,
that quickly.
but see, this is the same thing that I say with women. You meet a dude, he cheating on you, you take him back. He cheat on you again, you take him back. He do this, you take him back. I said, you are telling him it's okay to treat you like that. And we dog women for that. Like, and they say, well, I see the potential in him and I don't want to let him go now. And then he turn into the man that I know he could be. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to do, how many years is that? You're going to do 10 years till the dude turn into the guy you think he should be? And maybe he will, and maybe it was worth it. So it's almost the same thing like you're saying. So like, okay, cool. So you just gonna play along. And then
just like some girls are like that, some niggas is like that too.
Yeah.
Some girls,
and I'm not
some
saying
niggas
wrong.
see their girl cheating, and you feel me, and just
like, all right,
but you're,
so now this the rules of the game.
Just
let me know when you done. Like,
to your point though, like you're staying with him for him to fulfill his potential of what? Because we established now he cheats,
right?
So that's
he's always gonna like.
If
he's always gonna
generation.
Yeah, you can't.
It's some new shit going on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
so it's some totally new.
That's the point of this conversation. Yeah, because
now you're with the
early 20s. He early 20s. He early 30s. I'm damn near 60.
The females out here right now,
it's different.
You know the city girls, what they think they.
But is that in response to the city boys?
No.
Years and years of city boys, and now the girls are like, okay, now we understand the rules. See,
like
from where I'm sitting, right,
like
from where I'm sitting, who taught them the foolishness?
So you think
hip-hop.
back in the no. Why that? You think back in the day, girls wasn't doing niggas dirty back then? Girls
sure they were. I'm okay. Now. So we got to pause this clock. Back in the day to me and back in the day to you. So now when you say back in the day
to you,
what years?
Back in the day to you.
90s?
Before I was born, 90s.
All right.
MC Hammer days, I don't care.
What's that long ago?
MC Hammer is the 90s.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So that's old because
see, now you saying, see, you gotta remember you talking to me. Back in the days is late 70s, early 80s. To me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is, when I was younger, let's just bring it to the crack generation. It was a lot of opportunities for a lot of young dudes to make illegal money, and a lot of money, and they had a lot of girls, and we did a lot of things to a lot of good girls and made them, and it's like, as the young girls grew up, now it's like to me that's the birth of the city girls. Like, okay, this is how this go. We run around here and we do this, and y'all use us for sex and pleasures, and you know what? We're gonna use y'all for money. And now this is the whole adversarial relationship. And now everybody's not caught into it. I know somebody's disagreeing with me right now in the cyber world. But I'm saying, to me, that's what creates the whole thing, where it begins to be where, okay, the same thing you were saying earlier. You was really into being with this one girl, and then she cheated on you. You're like, okay, that's how this go, huh? So all right, so now I'm gonna be the same guy. So it's like we raised a whole generation of city girls who just out here doing them, and I'm comfortable with that if that's what you want to do. And we will see what the end unfolds to be. Will you be a city girl till you my age, or will you morph into what you gonna end up being?
I'm saying back then, right before.
Well, right. Who says right? Who says wrong?
I'm talking about damn near fuck it, slavery days or before that. You feel me?
Man, we going far.
Nah, I'm really saying like.
I'm trying to figure out, is he asking me about slavery?
No. I'm just saying.
Well, youngin, when I was a slave.
No, I'm saying like way back then before.
People always been. It's in the Bible, cheating and whoring and all that's in the Bible.
So that means it's that. It's them, you feel me? That's just the type of person they is. It's not because they was raised that way.
No, but the point was us tolerating it. I'm talking about started out with us like
the culture of actually bragging about it. City girls out here, city girls, like actually bragging about it, making records about it, little kids singing it. Like, where did that come from? That we wasn't doing
They
that.
probably would have been bragging about it too if they had cell phones and studios and all this.
It's very possible.
Other shit too.
Yeah, but see, that's a part of the culture too.
We just more
The internet
now, so
is
it's
part
more
of the culture,
known,
right?
you know what I mean?
I
Everything's
would say
shared
so,
more
because Dubai has that every technology that we have, but their culture, like their culture is different. Like, so their
Dubai
standards
actually, I'm not sure. I know a lot of those Muslim countries will actually flog you in the street for foolishness. And I think if we took our teenagers out and flogged them publicly, humiliate them, they wouldn't do some of the stuff they do. You know what I'm saying?
But he's saying
they locked the girl up from America.
If they had access to the technology back then, they'd be similar to us. But I'm like, well, not really, because
well, I mean,
because there's still other nations that have the same technology we have, but react differently.
The reason I said that is because they also have different rules in other cultures.
Yeah.
So I think our culture is always
that
the
plays
same
into
culture, and I don't, just the punishment for you doing whatever. I'm sure there would have been a lot of ramifications. I got a friend of mine that played college ball, and I used to always say to him, I said to him the other day, I like, yo, they was telling a bunch of college stories, him and his roommate, we was all hanging out. And I said to him, boy, if y'all had internet back then, he's like, oh my God, we were all been kicked off the team. Because the stuff they were talking about, there's no pictures, there's no video evidence, there's no nothing to it. So what happens though, this perpetuates it. Because now you see it looks like they're having a ball. I want to try it. And I want the fame too. I want to videotape. So it perpetuated faster. Did it always exist? Probably so. I'm not saying it didn't always exist, but the whole braggadocial thing of city girls, promiscuous behavior, I'm eating a nigga ass, eating a nigga, all of that is when nobody was doing that. What was the girl named that oh my God, and she was like Betty Wright. Like, she had some songs like when I was a kid and talking about tonight. What's the name? Tonight is the night that you make me a woman. And she sang a whole song about losing her virginity. And that was considered like, ooh. And there was another girl named Sylvia Strickland who sang a song called Pillow Talk. I know the things that you say is fine, but she can't compete with the pillow talk of mine. And she had a part where she would be moaning. Oh my God, that record was like banned. And now they on the radio eating a nigga ass. So it's just so what I'm saying is the magnification of it, and to make it from subculture, some shit happening behind closed doors, to pop culture where everybody's doing it, making $1 million of it, is where the difference is.
Let me tell you, because it feels like when I was in school and stuff like that.
Which wasn't that long ago, bro. I need you to stop.
Yeah, which wasn't. Yeah, that's the crazy part. It wasn't that long ago, right?
It's 2020.
Yeah, when
you make me a slave. I can't make you 2020.
But when I was in school and stuff, and you feel me, and they had like game banging and shit like that, you feel me? Most kids had like revolvers and shit like that, and 38s. Now they got switches and Drakes around that same age. So in that short period of time, it changed drastically.
Yeah, because the internet perpetuates it faster.
So it's
social media
it's the same
pushes it faster.
What?
Yeah, he said some stuff. A Draco.
Oh, okay. I thought he just said Drake. I was like,
what
Drakes. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's something.
So just took the
I'm not super familiar with what it is. If you showed it to me, I wouldn't know. But I know the younger generation prefers to this. I think it's a high power automatic weapon or some alternate thing you put on the weapon to make it shoot faster or turn a semi-automatic into it's called a Draco or some shit like that.
I've heard the word Draco before, but I'm like, he just said Drake. And I was like, is that something different? Or okay, it's just terminology.
It's COVID-19, Corona, Roro. That's a black thing. We just break every word down till it's damn near nothing.
It done changed.
You got that Roro. Like, what's that?
Changed that fast though.
COVID-19.
It done changed that fast though.
Man, I just found out not too long ago, Fleek's not even a thing people say anymore.
That's crazy.
What's that?
Fleek.
Hey, that shit was like middle school days. No, that was like middle school days. That just looked.
I feel like Fleek wasn't that long ago. Now it's like,
you know how many words we used to say that don't exist anymore? Yo, we used to call
Fresh
ratchet
fly.
chicks hammers.
Damn.
Oh, that hammer. She a hammer. Just that don't even make sense to y'all.
Hey, no, you still got hammer, but it just means something
It's
different.
something y'all got the hammer.
Different.
John, do you remember we used to say that? Hammers?
That's before her time. She was,
Yeah. You know, I hate you.
Nah,
that's like the
between
time.
you and him, I'm going out of here in a wheelchair.
That's like the time was Uncle was calling Steven Jack, like, and he started calling. What he started calling him? Because in response, he's like, "Yo, Jack." He's like, "You shouldn't touch it." But he started calling Uncle by a different name. It's like,
Yeah, we used to say Holmes. What up, Holmes?
Nah, it's homie. That's
nah,
my
but he was
homie.
calling him a whole different name, not knowing that he was just like Jack was just a terminology.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he started calling him a whole nother name. Like, well, why he keep calling me Jack? Like,
Oh, Jack met something else.
Like it's like my
like,
man.
what up, Jack? Like, or like that's
Yeah.
that's- like the same way you say Holmes or homie.
Okay.
That's crazy. Why Jack though? Why they chose Jack?
I can't say it. Jack was before my time, so like I can't say.
It's some old timer stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's some old. It's
But
like
yeah.
some of my generation get offended with the OG thing.
What, being
What you mean?
being called OG?
Yeah, what up, OG?
Hey.
Or because y'all say OG a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
None of it bothers me. OG a lot. They put Unc on it
They
a lot.
hate
If they got affection, if they got love for you, they usually say Unc.
Yeah.
And then if they trying to disrespect you, oh, you old heads.
Yeah.
There's a dude watching us right now going, that old head don't know what he talk about.
Bro, you in tune
Try
though.
to get to where I am and say it again.
How you more in tune than him?
Yeah.
Yeah, cause you
What you
was
talking about?
nah, cause like he in tune with like the phrases and everything. Like he
Well,
know
I
what
get
they-
old head and Unc.
Nah,
I
I'm
mean,
just
what's-
saying like from the Drakes, from the you feel me? Like it's like
Well, he caught that it was just that you meant Draco. Like I just heard Drake, and I was
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah.
And you know how words change. Like
Yeah.
he's saying hammer used to mean something else than what we refer to it as.
Right.
did Drake
So,
used
like-
to mean something else back then, or it was just like a name?
No, because we was Draco.
Yeah, we used to say a lot of-
Yeah, but
we
you
used
just
to
said
say-
Drake, so I just had to make sure I understood what you meant when you said it.
in regards to a man's stuff, we used to say they had a whole song about it, Jim Browski.
Nah, I never heard that.
And
Jim Browski.
Jim
That's
Browski.
what you called it.
Yeah, because think about this: the condom was a Jimmy hat.
I've heard that before.
well,
I learned that
So
from the
so who's
Temptations
Jimmy?
movies.
If that's the hat, who's Jimmy? Jim Browski. Who had that song? I think it was Tribe Called Quest or the Jungle Brothers.
Really?
Jim
Tribe Called
Browski.
Quest?
What's
I
it
don't know.
called?
I
Jim
don't know if they do it
Browski.
everywhere, but in Florida
Yeah.
we call it Jimmy. Like,
Jimmy,
oh,
yeah.
I just did this without no Jimmy.
I just
on
know
it.
Yeah.
Jimmy as the thing you breaking the cars with.
Jimmy the Lock. Why I gotta be Jimmy? Why we can't Danny the Lock?
But hey,
Why we can't Larry the Lock? Why I gotta be Jimmy?
Well, that sounds like the dude who steal your money, who just did a Ponzi scheme like that.
a lot of the old sayings is still there. They just remixed. You feel me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They
It's
still there. They just remixed a little bit.
who knows why? If you study the human language,
I mean, that's just
Like,
evolution. You feel
Yeah,
me?
you go all the way
Growing.
back to Halloween.
I don't know, that's
you
why
know
I
what
don't know.
Halloween's is?
What the holiday?
Yeah, just
about
the term.
Oh, nah. Where's it come from?
The day after is used to be called All Hallows Day. Mm-hmm. So Halloween is All Hallows Eve. The evening before the All Hallows Day.
So Halloween is
all-
the evening before All Hallows Day.
So what was All Hallows Days? What was that?
Well, it was like the day of the harvest. It depends on where you are, because actually, the point of Halloween, the ghosts and goblins and all that was the day before the harvest, and you try to scare away the bad. I was the day before the harvest, the day before you planted the harvest, and you try to scare the bad spirits away
I heard.
with scarecrows and
with
stuff.
Scarecrow. Yeah, I heard
and that was the
Yeah.
point of it. You know what I'm saying? So it morphs into all kinds of stuff now.
Yeah.
Even Christmas done morphed into what? Like,
Yeah, I had that
what are we
discussion.
doing?
I'm always shocked at people that don't know where Christmas come from. But
Yeah, because
but
it's so commercial.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of things like, what is Valentine's
Like
Day?
I don't know if this is accurate, but I found
Yeah, what
out
is
that,
Valentine's Day?
What is Valentine's
Yeah, what is
Christmas,
Valentine's Day?
Why-
like
and
the
why is it
idea of
called-
Santa Claus was invented by Coca-Cola.
You know
Like,
they
I-
got.
Really?
You know,
Yeah, the whole the red and white outfit and all
Okay.
that you know how that just that apparently Coca-Cola came up with the idea of Santa,
I'm
like the
gonna have
visual
to-
of Santa Claus.
I'm going to have to research that. Because Santa been around a while.
Yeah.
Old Saint
And
Jolly,
Saint-
old Saint
Saint
Nick.
Nick,
They didn't
yeah.
change his name because his name is not even Santa Claus, it's Saint
Saint
Nicholas.
Santa Claus. I just coming to town. Well, no.
But was it Valentine's Day? That was the whole shooting thing, right? Or was that?
Well, it just happened to happen. Isn't that funny? Valentine's Day is supposed to be a day to celebrate your lover. But there happened to be a massacre that took place on Valentine's Day, and they called it the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
I always thought that was.
And that's some old gangland stuff. Yeah, it's some old Al Capone stuff or something.
Yeah.
If that wasn't the Capone family, please don't sue us. I'm not sure. Some mafia stuff where it was a mass killing or a gang war.
Right.
On
That's
Valentine's
right.
Day.
I like that, how history just formed. Like I like that.
Yeah, his story, according to his memory, and then we just perpetuate it by repeating it.
But who is he?
You know, it's like the big thing now on the internet is, oh, he's a narcissist.
Yeah, I can't stand it.
Yeah, and what I'll say is, narcissistic behavior is a personality trait, right? It's not a mental illness, it's a personality trait. And you can exhibit narcissistic behaviors, and I guess there's a line in the sand when you be considered a narcissist. Like, I can exhibit anger, but it doesn't mean I'm an angry guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can exhibit narcissistic behavior or behaviors and not be considered a narcissist. But I guess at a certain point, if you, in every situation, you address it as a narcissist, and most narcissists just don't accept blame for anything. It's never their fault. It's always your fault. You did something. It's your fault. That's not what happened, and they don't want to see it any other way. And a lot of that just comes from your upbringing, because that's where your personality is developed as you grow up.
Yeah.
The shit you experience, the stuff you go through. There's some family history in it, but that's all part of where you live, where you grew up, if you were always blamed for something as a child, always traumatized by the trouble because your parents put you in, now you got to the point where you don't take responsibility for anything. That's kind of a little narcissistic there, where you kind of, don't accept responsibility for anything.
Now, because I see this used as an excuse a lot by females when they break up and they say the dude was narcissistic. Now, is it narcissistic of them to always blame them for being narcissistic?
It's very possible, right? Because labeling you something is a gaslight. Like, oh, I see you just immature. I see I can't have this conversation with you. You're immature. You got to grow up a little bit before we can have this conversation.
I feel like I'm in psychology class.
So now what am I actually doing? I'm kind of gaslighting you. I'm being very condescending in a nice way, passive aggressively. Oh, I see. Oh, your mind ain't ready for this. That's too deep for you.
I had a
he's a narcissist. I couldn't deal with him. He's a narcissist.
That's the play.
Yeah.
That's the play.
Yeah, he's a narcissist. I couldn't deal with him. I mean, half the people use words and don't really know, and I'm sure somebody is scrutinizing my definition of it.
That's like
because the words, there's no small description of any personality diagnosis. You know what I'm saying? And when are you actually labeled by a psychologist, psychiatrist, narcissistic? Like, you guys are just throwing out diagnoses based on what you've been interacting with. And does that make them a narcissist? I don't know if they are or not. I'm not calling them a narcissist. You are. Did they exhibit narcissistic behavior? Very possible. A lot of us do.
Yeah, that's like the whole word transphobic. Like, I get tired of that being thrown around. They're obviously not, but you're just using that.
Yeah.
Like,
you're homophobic.
Yeah,
why?
Homophobic.
Why? Because I don't like to hang around gay people. Okay, phobia is a fear of.
Yeah, an irrational fear of.
Right. So I don't have an irrational fear. If you dislike something, or you just refuse. So am I Republican phobic? You know what I'm saying? Am I, am I police phobic? Am I? I don't have an irrational fear of transgenders, homosexual. I don't have that. I don't have an irrational fear of anything.
As long as
some fears are very rational.
I feel like the whole homophobic, all that, you feel me? It shouldn't even
get us canceled.
Yeah, nah, I feel like it shouldn't even matter. You feel me? They won't do them. You feel me? You do you.
The
Why
thing is
you
though, they're involving like they're involving people who don't care into the matter.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't care about us. Oh, that's the problem. Nobody cares about. We're so unseen. We're underserved, and it's like, oh my God.
I'm black. That's my.
First of all,
Get in line.
What the fuck?
there's a hierarchy to this.
Yeah.
Solve my
Yeah,
problem.
are we doing this by seniority or not?
I don't be. They be saying, I be like, man,
Yo,
I'm black. Just keep that.
stay in the fight, baby. That's us. Stay in the fight, baby.
Keep your head up, man. But
Yeah, stay.
don't put the blame on me.
Yeah,
Keep
you
your
started
head
way
up.
ahead of us, man. You can vote. You can do what you want to do. You can tell people what to
But-
call you. You started way ahead of me.
They got their own month, and it's not 28 days. What the fuck?
I was like,
And they got the summer month. They got a summer month. You tripping?
right, June. Like, come on,
We
man.
gotta share shit with Valentine's Day. You the shortest man. Come on now.
It's funny.
Y'all-
There's no holiday in June. There's no holiday in June.
And then they get multiple parades.
Flag Day.
And then you can't. Whatever TV channel you see a fucking flag. You see they flag. You feel me? Y'all got it, bro. Leave me out y'all shit. I'm fighting my own battles. You feel me? Like
Yeah, it's you know.
I understand.
Well,
Like
let's just fight. Yeah,
I understand like where you coming from. Ooh, that's cool. But I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm gonna be honest. It might sound harsh. It might sound ooh. It don't concern me, so
See that-
I do not
that-
care. You feel me?
I love that woo 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 thing.
Yeah, that's a generation thing. Woo woo woo. And
Nah.
That's what my son say. Yo, you know And I'll be like, okay.
Nah, but
And
for
you
real.
know what we used to say? Yada yada yada.
Thinking of that whole Kevin Hart
commercial about
skit.
it. Yada,
When
yada,
he's
yada.
talking to that young, like this thug, who talks like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Woo woo woo. Like what?
we each got. We each got our own little battles we fight. Just keep your head in the fight, you feel me? But don't bring me in this shit. you
Yeah,
feel me?
don't give me a uniform.
I'm not an ally, but I'm not an enemy neither.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
just-
draft me.
I'm worried about my own shit.
You know, when we was young, we used to say it all the time. I don't know if they still say we Switzerland. Switzerland is like a neutral nation. We don't get involved in none of that. We got bank accounts over here with no name on it. It's just numbers. You can't take a Swiss bank account. You can't expedite a criminal from Switzerland. Like, yo, we don't got nothing to do with that. Just whatever they doing, we don't keep them from coming. We don't kick them out. I don't care how they got their money. We ain't got nothing to do with it.
Just leave me out of it. Yeah, leave me out of it.
I'm Switzerland here. I don't have nothing to do with that. You're not gonna fight with us? No.
Man, what? I can't fight your fight while I'm still trying to. I still got knives in my bag. I'm still trying to heal from my shit, and I'm nah.
Yeah, I still got a whole family behind me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to-
It's just crazy how prevalent it is. And I think it's only 1% of the population of our population that's like that.
It's the ethnicity of some of the people that's in that.
Yeah,
Fight.
true. Because what Dave Chappelle says, I ain't ask you how you felt, nigga.
Yo, he got a little joint that he said that's hilarious. He said he went to see Jim Carrey, the actor.
Oh, from his new stand-up. I
Yeah,
watched that.
and he said, I went to see Jim Carrey, and he was doing Andy Warhol. And Andy Warhol is, you have to Google him. He's an
I just know the
eccentric
movie
guy.
from that he played him in.
Yeah,
I only know
and he was like, yo, he was so into it that they introduced me to him. He's like, oh, pleasure to meet you, Jim. And he was like, no, call him Andy. He like, everybody was calling him Andy, and because he was so into character. And he says, I got to see a master at work. It was great. He says, but he keep telling me to call him Andy, and I'm looking at you, and I'm like, look, I'm looking at you. I could see you're Jim Carrey, but you want me to call you Andy. And then he stopped. You know how he took a token. He says, that's the same way I feel about these transgenders. And I see, that shit was hilarious. I said, wow.
But to call him again from his previous stand-ups, like, how much do I have to participate in your in your self-image?
Positive or negative?
Yeah.
Don't have nothing to do with me.
I feel like if you don't like that shit and you making a noise, oh, they shouldn't do this. You just want to be heard. You feel me?
Yeah.
How is what they doing bothering you?
Well,
You feel me? What
that's-
that got to do with you?
That's the flake. That's the phrase. The squeaky wheel get the oil. So they squeak, 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 squeak,
Yeah,
and
so
they pass laws,
the loudest.
and they squeak, 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 and they pass laws, and they do it, and we protest and we march and they pass laws, and we put it on internets, and we get the NBA Black Lives Matter now. You know, you just keep pushing the agenda. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. So and you know, there's people that's not in favor of Black Lives Matters that feel the same way about Black Lives Matters as some people feel about Pride Month and Pride Day and him and her and they and them and I'm a girl, not a guy. I'm a guy, not a. It's just, you know, it's the same thing. And you know, as you know, black people, you know, people against Black Lives Matter. I'm like, I mean, they don't say matter more. It just says matter.
Right.
Do we not matter? All lives matter. Oh, okay, I'm with you. So that means
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, right? Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Save the dolphins. What about the whales?
I think they
What
wanted.
about the tuna fish?
I think they
You know what I'm
wanted it
saying?
to be like Black Lives Matter too. That's what they wanted. They wanted
But
that.
the thing is, they already know what they meant.
Yeah,
when
they
said
knew-
it.
they knew,
It's
but
just, it's just to like knock it down to
It's-
make it seem like less to lose its importance or like
Yeah.
to
But
just
see,
like
we kind of buckled as a movement. The pride community, they ain't buckling.
I think that's a failure on the black community because we're always so welcoming to like to others' struggle. I guess because we know struggle.
Because we all struggle together.
Yeah,
we got
and
a
so-
bigger army, the whole struggle army.
Yeah, and we're always so welcoming the struggle. Like, oh,
we
you
got
going through
different-
this stuff? Going like, all right, just come on, man. You
We got
fair,
different
like-
agendas, though, is the problem.
Yeah, so
Not,
we can't
not
handle
genders,
our.
agendas. we got different
got-
agendas, though.
No, no.
welcome them in and bring their struggle up, and then they leave us to walk away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
say that in the mic.
Yeah, after nobody's free, to everybody's free.
Yeah,
Yeah, like okay, that's true. We know we all ain't gonna get free at the same time. They ain't free all the slaves at the same time. That's what Juneteenth is about.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, Texas. Nah, we disagree with that. We gonna keep our slaves.
A whole war with that.
How crazy is that? Yeah, we disagree with that. We're gonna keep our slaves. We're not even gonna tell them about this whole Emancipation Proclamation. We're just gonna ignore this. Like what? That was just it's funny, but just think about that.
I don't know because I started thinking about Chris Rock. Where I think my mind crossed a lot of like movies and comedians when we talk. And so, but I thought about Chris Rock. It's like, nigga, who taught you Octagon? So like any black person who would have learned that would just would have brought it back to him. But that ain't got nothing to do with it. That's nothing. But so I just like just a quick rep, like where my mind goes when we have these discussions. Like
It should go all the way. That's your mind is sparking. It's supposed to spark.
You're supposed to think.
Yeah. we just thinking.
But
We
not
might
to
have
cut y'all
7
off.
podcasts in this one conversation.
all over.
And we just practicing. We you know what looks good on camera, what doesn't, what posture. Because I feel like I'm slouching, and I feel like
Honestly, it looked like the couch is eating you. Right now.
yeah,
You just sunk in.
I definitely feel like I'm slouching.
You gotta let me know, cause
But then
gotta
you know,
go.
I don't want to sit sideways.
yeah.
Now I feel like a chick.
Well,
I feel like us and them.
I ain't even gonna lie. This went by quick. I ain't even gonna lie.
I don't know how long we recorded
Yeah,
for.
we had like 4 different topics flying.
It's 2:30. We started at 12. I pulled in
Yeah.
the driveway at 12.
Damn. So yeah, we'll wrap this up. We'll save this for another podcast. I want to thank you guys for joining us for another episode, Cross Generations. And if you like what you heard, please hit the like and subscribe, and you join us next time.
Hit that
Appreciate
table one
it.
more time so they can feel it.
Did you hear that? Hit that like and subscribe.
We'll be like crisscross. We'll put our clothes on backwards. We gotta have a gimmick, man. Cross generations, crisscross.
Yeah.
We gotta make it. Damn, he just
I gotta
make
get
some
like
merch. Get
Got
some
logo.
shirts.
We need a logo.
Yeah,
Some shirts,
honestly,
some
what I want
hats.
to do is
Any artists out there, we need a logo designer.
I was just about to say that. Like, I want to take our heads and probably cartoon, like cartoon versions of our heads.
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
put
yeah.
it on as the logo or something like that.
Okay.
Put like a cross and be like.
Do I have to have gray hair on my logo?
Definitely, that's the point.
Artists,
that's
if
the
you're
point.
watching, no gray hairs on my
Hey,
man.
no. Everything gotta be great.
Alright, so we
Not
make-
one black hair.
Well, if they put gray hair on you, I want like single gray strands of gray hair coming out of my head.
All right, so we'll make it progressive. It'll be all black.
Give me a pacifier.
And then,
Fuck
like, we were like,
He said, "Give me a
Yeah.
get that nigga a bottle."
Give him a pacifier and a Draco.
Give him a cage. Hey, listen, man.
Have him looking like the dude from the Wayne's movie.
Make him look like Papa Smurf. And give him a Walkman. That's it. That's all.
A Walkman. Oh my God.
Nah, give.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, give him a pager.
You ain't wrong at all. You ain't wrong at all. That's funny.
Wait, which
you
one?
wrong, but you ain't wrong.
Wait a minute, because I had a Walkman, the tape version.
Cassette, yeah. I had a car with an 8-track. How about that? Have you ever even seen an 8-track?
I wanted to come on to hit the record button, but I had to hit it right.
Yeah, so let me clean that up. It wasn't my car. My dad's car had an 8-track player in it. You don't even know what that is.
I don't. Everybody says that. Like, I gotta look that up.
What, you gotta put HCDs in there?
It's the CDs.
Nah.
I had one of my girls' nieces say, like, "Why you got a CD? That's so old. Like, why you got a CD?" I'm like, I'm surprised you even know what that is. But
break out a cassette tape.
Oh, she lose her mind.
They had a.
I should have put a cassette and a pencil right next to him and be like, all right,
put a phone on the table with a dial rotary in it.
Oh, shit.
That's crazy.
They'll be like this.
Hey, how you use those? You go to the number and then you just let it spin back.
Here's the thing: don't make a mistake. You got to start over.
So
you can't hit delete and hit the same button. You got to start from 1.
That's how you do it, though. You go to 9.
9. Oh.
Yeah.
So, but that gives you time to tell a girl what you want to say. You got time to think now, but don't think too much and hit the wrong number. You get to last number 7 and you hit 4. Now you got to hang up and start all over again.
Hey, babe. You trying to walk to the park with me?
You ever hear the phrase? You won't know, but you might know. You ever hear the phrase when you snitching? It used to be like, he dropping down.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on, nah.
No, okay.
I can't say it's referred to as snitching for us though. But
like dropping down. He a dime dropper. He snitching. He telling. Oh, that's what we used to call him. Now you know where that comes from.
Nah.
A payphone used to cost 10 cents.
for real, I know it costs a
So you drop a dime, you call the cops.
That's
That was the
crazy.
dime dropper. You were snitching. That's where the phrase come from. Dime dropper.
I think that shit is raw. How it gets molded.
Like, yo, he a
into
dime
something.
dropper. You gotta watch him. He'll call the police. He a dime dropper.
That's so far. How it gets
So
molded
now
into-
in basketball, they call it dropping dimes. You get a good pass. Woo, look at that dime from LeBron, you know. So it's just funny how
a dime-
phrases,
a dime is also a fine woman. She a 10 out of 10.
She a dime. All
She a
right,
dime.
cool. She a 10. Okay. Now that 10 started in our generation though. That movie with Bo Derek, it was called 10. She was supposed to be the perfect woman.
Oh, for real.
Non-existent.
I don't know.
You don't even know who Bo Derek is.
Nah, I don't know.
She's some old white lady now, so it
you see
wouldn't
how
even
I
make sense to
feel.
you right now.
Now you see how I feel. We be at work, and I'm the youngest one. You feel me? So they be talking about all this old ass.
He said that you want to say all this
And
old
I'm
ass
looking
shit.
at him like, yo,
I be
it's
getting
only
excited.
10 years.
Well, but here's the other thing. If they hung out with you after work around your dudes, they'd be lost.
Yeah, they gonna be like,
Yeah, because they be saying Drake. And I'm like,
Yeah, we was out there, woo, 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 woo. We was hitting the la, we was hitting the la la, and you was
wait,
a drink
who's-
on my
who's-
man.
who?
Yeah, and eating a nigga ass.
why is you on point with this shit though? That's why I'm concerned. Why is you on point though?
This shit. Oh, I listen. I'm a therapist by nature. I'm always listening and also. You gotta watch you young niggas. Like, I never want to be asleep. I always want to hear it coming, see it
I
coming.
ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah.
I'm a young nigga.
Yeah.
And I still watch them.
Yeah, you gotta watch them because they got these little lines. And yo, like, nah, I heard that, man. That wasn't no normal conversation right there. Let me see if I'm the prey.
When I was 15, 16, I thought I was bad. Now I'm looking at 12 years old. It's like, what the fuck is these niggas on?
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
break down in the code.
Nah, this shit just crazy, dog.
Circle all the way back to the top.
Right? They're not following the rules
code.
you follow. So,
Man.
I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not following the rules state to state.
nah, they're not.
They make their own rule. And our community is different than any other community. Certain communities is like, nah, we would never have that. Like, no. You don't ride motorcycles through here. We don't have motorcycles on this block. And certain blocks, everybody got a motorcycle.
Yeah.
You know, it just depends on where you are.
Don't park on the curb after
I didn't grow up around a bunch of gangbangers. There was no gangbangers in my neighborhood, really. There's a lot of hustlers. So hustling was natural, but there was no gang.
That's the shit.
Was
though,
gangbanging
hustling.
really a thing like that in New York, like
Right
up
now.
north? I feel like hustlers were more prominent than gangbangers were.
Well, what I'll say to you, when I was a kid, we had gangs in New York. There was a gang called the Seven Crowns, Seven Immortals, Savage Skulls, and they had gangs then. And if you look at the book, there's a movie. It's an old blaxploitation movie, as they call it, The Education of Sonny Carson. Sonny Carson is a gang member, but that's in the 70s. In the 60s and the 70s, it was a lot of black gangs, and then it just kind of went away. And you know, they always say the crack era kind of, because it formed a new alliance of money, power. We was getting weapons crazy. And
I respect that shit though. You feel
What's
me?
that?
Like the whole just the to me, I see that shit as like an art. You feel me? Because trapping and all that is not no easy work. It's not something you can just jump.
But you just said doing bad is easy.
Doing bad and trapping is not the same thing. It's trappers out there that won't touch a gun.
See now, this is why this is the English language, because you're saying
Bad.
you're considering trapping doing bad, but he wasn't referring to trapping. You see what I'm saying? See how the things get lost in the English language?
Trapping ain't bad. Trapping
Trapping ain't easy.
So you got niggas that's trapping that won't touch a gun. That won't do no
what's
dirt
trapping?
like that. Trapping is you hustling. You getting work. You flipping it. You getting that bitch off. But
It's a transferable skill.
it's a form of being a street nigga. You feel me? It's a form of that.
So what I'm doing now, would that be considered trapping?
What are you doing?
Working.
I mean, it's a certain type of finesse
Well,
to
it's
it.
funny because
I mean, you can't.
like certain words get it like a negative undertone or overtone, like hustling.
Yeah, no, I mean like
So you grinding.
yeah.
You getting up every day, you in the grind. You grinding.
But
But,
then you
some
got
cats when they say
hustle,
grinding, yo, we grinding. We moving this weight. We grinding.
But
It's
the
a-
thing is, well, I guess I don't know. Like, if going back, if the words just transferred over to us being used more positively. But when I was like, I guess I could say when I was growing up, trapping was never used in a positive light. Like trapping was always associated.
never
Nah,
use
it's
that
not. It's
word when
not.
I
It's
was
not.
young.
It's not.
But I'm with you.
Yeah, like trapping was always used like for like being street, like for street dudes.
Yeah.
So trapping was always used in that sense. So coming like I don't know if it's I guess just being
Nah,
brought
it's
over
still used like that. You feel me? But I'm just saying, trapping isn't bad. Like it doesn't mean like you a bad person
But
because you're trapping.
here's
you
the
feel me?
problem with slang words. Here's the problem with all words, but especially slang words. They're given meaning by the user.
Yeah.
When certain people from Cali say something, they might mean one thing, and like a friend of mine used to do, was a hip hop bodyguard, and when we first started going to Cali, he was like, a lot of times they would ask you, where you from? And if you're not from there, whatever he would say, just say I'm not with that. I ain't from nowhere. In other words, if you big up your neighborhood, then the next question, oh, so you repping New York out here? Like, nah, I'm not repping nothing. I'm just out here. You know what I'm saying?
Because,
Like,
yeah,
it was a confrontational question. Like, yo, where you from? Like, what set you claim it? And I'm like, really? You know, go ahead.
9 times out of 10, they check you for their protection.
Yeah,
feel
true.
me? 'Cause if you're a
and
new
that,
face,
that's
they
what I'm
don't
saying.
know
But how
you
do you
ain't-
perceive it?
Yeah.
They want to know who you're not from here. We can look at you and see you ain't from here.
But that's the
You
thing,
ain't got
though.
on blue or red or whatever they was rocking, and you look different. Where you from?
What's understood don't got to be explained. The thing is, though, niggas that's really in that shit is not trying to pick on civilians. You feel me?
Yeah.
Wolves is not trying to like just hunt sheep. You feel me? They trying to go after other wolves. You feel me? So even if you a wolf
Real
from
wolves.
over there, you feel me? If you
I feel
over
you.
here now and you a wolf, you feel me? So
You still a wolf.
yeah, you still a wolf. So but now you in this.
Yeah.
You in this.
All right, but you're saying if you're over here now, are you still trapping by your definition by your word?
I think we're on a different conversation, but that's
Yeah, I think
But
No, I feel you though.
I think
Yeah.
trapping means the same thing in every state to me.
No, trapping actually is a terminology that came from California. New Yorkers did not call it the trap house.
We never called it. It was a crack house.
It was
Yeah.
a crack house. Trap
We never
I
used
mean,
trap.
yeah, I mean,
It came from. I always thought it came from the South.
I thought it was just. I don't know where it came from.
I know.
The first
But
time
you
I
know,
heard it,
Was from Southern
Was-
rappers was from,
right, and when T.I. did the Trap Museum, in Atlanta. And in my head, I just thought that was the perpetuation of such foolishness. But, you know.
But you know, with the media now, it's the words and definition, it spreads faster. So it's it's more of a connection.
You know what I'm saying? That's the city girl shit. Spread like fire.
But that's what I'm saying, though. All street niggas don't do the same thing. Some niggas rob, some niggas scam, some niggas trap. You feel me? It's not necessary.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it's like you're saying this dude is trapping. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying like from when I was growing up, trapping was not associated with any like good or legal activity.
And I don't think it is today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's
subjective. The word good and bad is subjective. You feel me?
No, I mean like with trapping. If you call it trapping, like okay, what you're saying about yourself, like what you're doing.
Like
now,
I'm saying, like
you would say now, like that's a grinding, hustling. Most people saying, "Oh, he hustling."
Yeah, like back in your day, hustling might have not been like
I'm
a
on my
good
grind.
or it might not have been a good or like a term that was identified. Yeah, now it's like that's why I was asking you: is trapping moving its way over to good terminology?
I don't think it's ever going.
Well, I know they call. I know they call the strip club the trap house now. They be like we in there trapping. The strippers call they in there trapping. They in there getting their money.
I mean, cause.
So they hustling and grinding.
It's just a new word for hustling.
In there too, though.
Yeah,
but you know you can move work in there too, though. So you never know what they. You feel?
Let me lean in. I don't know anything about
allegedly, some people
trap house.
What 50 Cent saying that? He says, "I am not gang. I do not gang bang."
Nah, but
like, I don't know anything about moving weight anywhere.
But that's what I'm saying though. The skill of doing that though, like for what trapping is and for what most people think know what it means. That though is not easy. It's hard.
Okay. But okay, so this is back to what I'm saying. When I was growing up, trapping wasn't associated with anything good or legal. But you said earlier, doing bad things is easy. But you just said trapping's not easy. So this is why I'm trying to like get to you.
I feel like you overthinking it. You know?
I'm not overthinking.
I feel like you definitely overthinking it.
This is funny. I seen this online. This shit was hilarious. He says the worst thing you could tell an overthinker is that he's over. Just don't give me the whole thing because it blew my mind. He said the worst thing you could tell an overthinker is that he's overthinking it. Because I'm mad that you think that I haven't thought that I'm overthinking it.
Nah.
So he's mad that you haven't, that you think that he hasn't thought that he's possibly overthinking it. And of course you're overthinking. But that's why I was trying to pull him in when I kept saying, you're saying doing bad is easy. And I'm like, there's levels to bad. You know what I'm saying? Hustling. But here's the crazy thing. Depending on where you grow up, hustling is kind of easy. The hard part is finding the commodity. Commodity means merchandise or narcotic. But so the hard part is
easy.
The hard part depends on who you are. Now, where are you? For me, in my generation, when I grew up,
I see what you mean about
it wasn't hard.
Yeah,
it wasn't hard. You can go right uptown to Spanish Harlem and buy coke crack right on the corner from anybody. But now the hard part would have been where you moving it at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The hard part is ducking the police. The hard part is finding the block where you can actually move it and it ain't somebody else's block already. So what's easy? So the obtaining of the narcotic was easy, but then the next part may be hard. But now you from somewhere else, you may not be able to find a wholesaler. You might can find a retailer, but you ain't gonna find a wholesaler.
But the thing to come back to that is that it's not easy to move it. So at that point, it's like, all right, if it's not easy.
Not easy.
Difficult.
Yeah, maybe it's not easy for you.
Math might be
maybe your neighbor's a crackhead.
Math might be easy to you, but it might be hard to read.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's also
I like that because maybe I come over here. Oh God, I got so many stories. I can't even tell it. Okay, maybe you know the guys across the street. That's the Get High house, and you know they walk 5 blocks to get high, and you run across what they like to get high on, and you walk across the street. Yo, what up, Big John? Big John is everything in my story. What up, Big John? Like, yo, I know you got a little stuff going on here. Yo, y'all ain't got to walk over there. I got it right here. Then before you know it, you the man. Because crackheads don't get high in the same house. And yo, we be on the other side of town. I got another boy house we hang at. Next thing you know, you got 2 houses. It ain't hard. The hard part, it can be hard depending. That's what I'm saying.
It depends on the situation, the scenario.
Here's the part that keeps throwing me off. When you said the hard part is.
It depends on where you are.
It's then okay.
None of that shit was hard for me. Let me just give you that. None of that shit was hard for me. The hard part for me was stopping.
That's the part because you guys keep saying, all right, it's easy, but then you come across like, well, the hard part was
it's subjective.
Okay.
When we say the hard part,
I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
My thing was, I understand what he's saying. It's easy. I said it's easy to get involved. I said, but when the repercussions come, the police, the stick-up kid or the dude that don't want you on the block, I says, so it's easy to get started, but it's hard when you get it full-fledged.
And I think this is where the disconnect's from, because I'm including
You're
the
overthinking
whole thing.
I think you're overthinking
it. What you guys saying is that it's easy to enter.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking
it's easy to make bad choices.
Yeah, but I'm thinking.
Let's just look at it like that.
The whole thing, I'm looking at the whole thing and
what's the whole thing?
You're saying it's easy to enter, like to make the bad decision to get in.
Right.
But I'm thinking like it's difficult to maintain the whole thing. Like you go like doing the exercise of getting the stuff, knowing who to sell it to, knowing what block to be at.
Yeah.
That's the difficulty.
You trying to make a documentary or something?
look,
say it in your head 3 times, and whichever way makes more sense to you, that's the way you got to understand it.
That's an interesting way to put that. Yeah. But what I say to you, because even what he said from the beginning, it's easy for me to give my man my birthday, my social security number, my address, and have him go make moves, and I can get 10 racks right quick. Mm-hmm. He said that was easy, but think about it. What if you don't know nobody doing that? Now it's not easy. You got to find somebody that you trust to give that information that's actually going to do that, because you remember, you got to give up your shit first, and you got to hope he come back with what he promised. So he said it was easy. See, in his world it's easy. I don't know nobody that do that. I don't know no credit card dudes that I trust to give my information to. So understand that's a point of perception. Mm-hmm. To him, that's easy.
But what I'm saying is the easy part from what he's describing is making the decision to give him
what we saying now,
that information, because I'm including what you said, the repercussions and everything. So I'm saying as a whole,
it's not easy.
It's not easy. That's what I'm saying. As a whole,
do y'all hear the trumpet?
Not easy.
Who's blowing the trumpet in the back?
But that's what I'm saying. Was the disconnect for me is that y'all saying entering would be easy.
Well, my thing is making a bad decision is easy.
Yeah,
that's what I kept saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Entering with the bad decision is easy, but dealing with the whole situation,
the repercussions to show you something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the difficult part.
It's easy till it get hard.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's easy entering, but I'm saying maintaining and continuing the process that's the difficult. Okay. That's what my brain is going.
It might be difficult for some and easy for others. That's what he's saying though. He's saying getting in might be easy for some people, and then maintaining it becomes hard. But some people get in and it's easy, and then they start doing it, and then
it's pretty gonna go full circle because it's pretty easy to join the gang. Sometimes it's hard as hell to get out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's difficult. But to his example, it's like maintaining would be difficult because you're trying to hold a system, and like you're saying, impurities enter the system, and that's what would be difficult to maintain the system. So at some point, it becomes difficult. Not saying it's hard, but I'm saying it'll be like you have to maintain this. This is like a job now, so it's not. There's
no right or wrong answer to this, because we could talk about this.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. It's going around in a circle now.
Hard for you,
Yeah.
Hey, no.
You don't have to tell the story if you don't want to.
I be trying to testify without testifying.
You don't gotta do that.
You gotta incriminate yourself.
You don't gotta do that, because I already know where you coming from. Look,
I'm not saying that. What I am saying is,
yeah, speak up, it's fine.
if you have lived through the 80s and 90s, maintaining, even if you're talking about, let's say, drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it might have been kind of easy to get into, but maintaining the whole system.
Yeah, you can make
if it was that easy, all the dudes would still be alive.
That's why I just said I salute to the people that do it, because I know how it goes.
Yeah. But yeah, because
they would have been in trunks. you wouldn't have been robbed and having to make up that work.
It's good and bad to everything. It's good and bad to everything.
But it's not a matter of good and bad. It's a matter of easy to difficulty level.
Yeah, and because you know what,
is you have to.
and where we
It takes a lot of work. Yeah.
Where I
And
grew
that's
up
why I
at.
say I salute to them because
Yeah.
I understand it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of. You got to really be smart to do it.
And where I grew up at, it wasn't even. It was almost not viewed as a negative behavior because everybody was a hustler.
Yeah.
Everybody was some kind of. It was like, oh, okay. I went to school with this dude. We was in 6th, 7th grade together, and now we're in 18, 19, and he's on the corner with a fly car, and what's going on here? Like, oh, this is my man from back. Yo, what up, man? Yo, what you doing? And all of a sudden, you in it and don't even know how you got in it.
That's the perspective, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all perspective.
That's the perspective.
Good and bad is perspective. Hard and easy is perspective. Tap, grind, hustle, perspective. Where you from? How you hear it? Yeah.
But at the end of the day, to each his own. I think I said that shit right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, well, we'll truly wrap it up now because we sprung into a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, we got 7 podcasts on one tape.
All right, but then again, then again. Well, thank you again for joining us. Please hit that like and subscribe, and join us next time. All right, deuces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing goes skittle